not a lot of options going forward, not a lot of creativity going on. The goal, he didn't mean the goal, in my opinion. It was just he was trying to flick it on and it went in. Apart from that, Chelsea were worse than us, which was very surprising considering the amount of money they spent and the time as well. But would you want to like give us a little recap about your thoughts on the Chelsea game?
Yeah, I mean, it was quite interesting actually, because just before that goal, I was doing a watch long on the game, and I said to Longhead Yeti, the host, and I said, I don't understand why we play these short corners at the near post. How often do we score? And the next one we scored. So there you go. I don't think he intended that. I think that was a bit of luck. If he did intend it, quality, I don't honestly believe that was to be sure. It was a boring game. I was watching that to fill in the time before the League Cup final, which was a far, far, far superior game. Come on. Yeah, people are still gassing it up that we're going to do Real Madrid over the two legs of the Champions League. No, I can't see it, guys. I can't see it. We still do not have that proven number 9. Yeah, okay, good goal, got away with it. I don't personally, that was intentional, but I'll take it. If that's the sort of goal that wins against Real Madrid, then I'll take it. But no, I don't see that as actually a way forward personally. Sorry to be negative, but I'm being realistic. I'm sorry, I've seen this dross for way too long. And nah, not for me, mate. Not for me.
Nah, not for me either. 100%. The thing is that against Real Madrid, it's going to be a different game. It depends how Real Madrid are going to face us. Now, if they want to stink it out and take it back to theirs, then it's going to be a long, long day for us. But that's a discussion for another day. Today, we're going to be talking about, well, comparing the Arsenal that Arteta took over with the Arsenal that we have now. We want to compare and see if it was really, he was really making us better, if this manager was really taking us forward, or are these players just regressing, or did he just buy the wrong players? Because from what I saw, it's a much of a muchness, but we'll get to that in a minute. Big up to AFC as always. Big up to Vigilante. Big up my friends. Big up to AK. Great topic. Thanks, Mo. Thanks. Acres, big up. We got Nats in the building. Big up Acres. Big up Adel. Big up Adel, bro, my friend. Big up Vigilante again. Big up Jez, great and like a lot. Yeah, great show last night. DJ B and Kenny Ken. Do you want to touch on that, Jez?
Yeah, I mean it was an interesting debate. Like those old school shows, I love doing them because it just brings back some of the fond memories that Kenny, me, DJ have had over the years, and it actually takes a bit of the depression off this current team to what we once did have. We had some great teams. I mean, but as I'm told, history is irrelevant. That's what a lot of the younger fans say. It's not important, doesn't mean anything. Fair enough. If that's your opinion, respect. But you're talking bollocks. Because at the end of the day, a lot of the great trophies we've won were in history. Long before a lot of these little persons were even born.
100%.
So you're actually living off success that you think is irrelevant. So I don't get it. I don't understand that narrative.
It's the only reason they actually supported Arsenal. It's because we were so successful, which is weird. But moving on. Big up to Nat Star. How you doing, Nats?
Yeah. Big up, Jez. Big up, Rashid. As always, thanks for having me on. As always, never take this shit for granted. And yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right considering I had a few things to sort out. Just finished recording my video, which will be uploaded after this. So yeah, all
Check it
things
out,
considering,
people.
yeah, not too
Check it
bad.
out,
Yeah,
people.
big up. Much love to everyone that checks out my shit, and also subscribe to Rashid. Subscribe to Jez as well, and all the mandem as well. Big up.
100%. Big up NL. Big up Shane Gooner. Big up. Big up Matt Barnes again. Big up to everyone. Big up Vigilante. He's saying also who Arteta picks at LB against Madrid is something I'm worried about.
Mm.
Yes, you should be.
Yeah.
You should be worried about that one. Because I think that's how Ancelotti is going to play, because Ancelotti is one of the managers that would look at this team. And obviously, as soon people think, and I've heard, obviously, people say that Real Madrid are not used to facing Arsenal, so they don't have more information about them, which is total bullshit, because now there is internet. And I think that Real Madrid have been watching Arsenal since they knew the possibility of facing them at some point, because it was Arsenal PSV, and the winner of them would face a Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid. So I think they checked us out already. But yeah.
Of course they have. Let's not forget, it was before Christmas. Real Madrid had scouts at the Emirates watching Saliba. So they're not. Look, these are no mugs, right? I mean, the fact they had their scouts or a scout or somebody there watching Saliba, right? They're watching the gameplay. They're watching what's going on. They're watching the whole picture. And I dare say to you guys, they've had somebody at the Chelsea game, right, watching that pile of shit, and they'll be watching the games either live or they'll be watching it on playback. They're going to video those things. I mean, that's what Arsenal. I'm sure Arsenal will do the same. I'm convinced. Well, I bloody hope they are, right? Because if they don't, then they're an absolute crap shit show. But that's modern football, and that's how it is going to be. And that's been going on for years and years and years. And they're going to look at the gameplay that Arsenal play, and we're going to look at their gameplay, and that's where they're going to try and break things down. But we're going to see.
100%. They've done their homework. They've definitely done their homework. But big up to Hendon. Big up to Saul. Better Call Saul. Hey, bro, you should check that out. Better Call Saul is elite.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arteta's lack of experience is a big cost. Tell me about it. But big up Vigilante. Always learn something listening to the old school. And history is irrelevant, is BS. Every club's history makes up the heritage it has. 100%. Facts, bro. Big up Victor. Big up from Angola. Big up my Angolian G's.
Hey.
Big up
Angola. Wow,
isn't it? Big up the assembled. Big up. But yeah, we're gonna get into this. Yeah, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna be talking today. It's not studying here. We're gonna be comparing the two squads. So I'm gonna be comparing player for player, position for position, and we're just gonna hash it out or whatever. And the first question will be Emi Martinez, or David Raya. It goes without saying, Emi Martinez is a World Cup winner, Copa America winner. He had an incredible 6 months. He was very vital, and one of the main reasons why we won that FA Cup, that has saved this manager time and time again. But I'm definitely going for Martinez. I don't know about you, Jez, but what's your thoughts on this?
Mate, all day long. FA Cup winner. Leave it there. Only trophy this manager's won. I'm not going to get into the charity shields or community shields, whatever you want to call them. That's irrelevant to me. They are not trophies. They are shields, and they are for community, charity, whatever. So let's take that out of the equation. The only trophy this manager has won was with Emery's team. Right? We can go on about this all night long and debate and debate and debate. No other goalkeeper at Arsenal since Martinez has won anything.
Yeah.
So that's enough to say, isn't it? That's it.
And how many keepers has this manager bought to replace this keeper that he already had and already proved his worth after an incredible 6 months? Emi Martinez was one of the reasons why I didn't trust Arteta, to be honest. It was one of the main reasons as well, because how can you not see it? A lot of us saw that Martinez should be starting after Leno having a 1-year injury. But what's your thoughts on this, Natstar? How do you see it?
Yeah, for me, it's no debate. World Cup winner, FA Cup winner, and what he's doing at Villa, I mean, I don't care what anyone says. Like, the guy is a serial winner, and he's got the mentality. And people can say, oh, yeah, he hasn't won many trophies, but even at, what is he, like 30 now or something like that? 30, 31? Yeah. Like, he's still got 5 years at the top level. Minimum. And he could play 10 years as well if he really wanted to. Look at Kasper Schmeichel doing this thing. But yeah, like, this guy is proper. And I'm glad you mentioned it, Rashid, when it comes to not trusting Lego Head. Yeah. That's the first big red flag for me. I never wanted him in the first place, as you guys know, for obvious reasons. But for me, when he is the main reason, he's not the only reason, but when he's the main reason that we won that FA Cup, and basically he is also a calming influence, presence, blood. Best believe that. Like,
100.
What this guy does for our team,
a leader.
Our defense. Yes, exactly. It is undeniable, unquestionable. Leno's a good keeper, but he was never what Emi Martinez was for us. And look at all the keepers that we've signed. The worst one was fucking that Runnison you. Oh. 1 million and 30 grand a week. Now, in any other sector in life, you'll get sacked for decisions like that. You'll get potted for doing shit like that. That's not even wasting money. That's just chucking it out the fucking window. You don't do shit like that. But again, that's why Andrea, bad boy mafioso Berta, yeah, that's what I'm calling him, is being brought in to do. Tim Lewis, with the not so funky Barnett, and Josh Kroenke, they've sat down and they've looked at it, looked at the books, as you've mentioned in previous video streams, Jez, with our, financial affairs. And they're like, hold on a minute. Something ain't right. Okay, we're making the money from the merch, the ticket prices, and obviously they're going up as well, as you guys well know. The TV deals, etc., etc. But we're losing money on selling players. Our academy are just walking out for free. You think we can't do with a heaven?
No,
do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's mad.
Ask you this quick question, very quickly.
Yeah, go on, mate.
When you looked at the calming influence that Martinez had, I don't call what Raya's doing now as calming. It scares the living shit out of me. You look at what he did, right, when we had that free kick against Chelsea, and he's up there telling them what to do. Get back in goal, you muppet. That's your job. What are you doing? What are you doing at the centre circle? What are you doing? Any decent player from Chelsea, right, from that free kick, if it had fallen right, yeah, we all remember the David Beckham goal against Crystal Palace many years ago. He scored from within his own half, right? There's no reason to say that Chelsea couldn't have done the same. What is this new tactic? Is it a tactic, right, that he has to be up there 40 yards up the field?
Yeah, I think it's a tactic.
That unnerves me. Anyway, I'll leave.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, dude. My thing with David Raya, and I believe I've said this before, if David Raya was our number 2, I'd be cool with it. Do you know what I'm saying? As a number 2,
it's Wimbledon. Sorry, I've been corrected. It was
Wimbledon. Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine, mate. Like, if he was our number 2, it'd be fine. But all of this, like, oh, David Raya's world class, because I've heard it before. Like, one of my mates, really good friend of mine, like, will say, oh, yeah, David Raya's world class. And I'm just like, look, mate, I've got mad respect for you, mad love for you, but I just don't agree. Because, like, as you were saying, Jez, this guy causes panic. And any keeper that causes panic doesn't command his defense, even for, like, direct free kicks that 20, 25, 30 yards out, whatever. For me, at this level, at Arsenal Football Club, the club that we're meant to be as one of the top 3, I don't see it. Whereas Emi Martinez is a certified starter for basically any Premier League team. I mean, you could argue Liverpool with Alisson, maybe Edison with City, and that's pretty much it. But with David Raya, how many Premier League teams does he start for, other than Brentford, where we got him from?
Yeah.
And that tells you everything. That tells you the levels in it, because we know the Premier League is a dusty fucking league. It is the most overrated, overpriced, over-PR'd, for sure, league ever. But apparently this guy is world class. Apparently this guy is going to lead us to the promised land. And I don't care if he said last season that we're going for the Champions League and the Premier League. It's all well and good saying it, mate. You got to fucking deliver, sunshine. You have to deliver. And for me, he's a number 2 keeper. He is an understudy to a Martinez, to an Alisson, to a Manuel Neuer, for me, who's the best keeper of all time. We could debate that, but that's my number 1 in the net. Like, he's an understudy to them motherfuckers, not a number 1 at a top club that we're meant to be, going for the Premier League and Champions League and trying to keep winning the FA Cups and League Cups that we're just binning off. You know, like it's been mentioned before, like fucking Arteta is like that virgin trying to pull baddies right off the bat, just like that, 10 out of 10s. No, mate, you got to go for the 1 out of 10s. You know, so sometimes you got to go for the mingers, with all due respect. But, like, you know, it is what it is. The game's the game, but he's not willing to do that. He's not willing to do that.
A couple of pigs, didn't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. This guy got to second base or first base, whatever, one time. You know, got his willy wet from copping a feel and all of that, and he thought, oh, that's it. £50 million a year, I'm sorted. Now go for the baddie. No, that's not how it works. You get the number, you start feeling a chick, and then you take it up the levels, bruv, which is what Arteta's not willing to do. He can't do it because he's too arrogant. He's got that Napoleon complex, little man syndrome and all of that. Way too narcissistic, and he never learns. And that's why we're in the shit that we're in and have been for the past 5-6 years.
Yeah, well said.
But apparently we're toxic and negative. Apparently I don't know shit. But here we go. There we go. It is
so toxic, man. So toxic.
I know, right?
So toxic. Hey, listen, 100%. I agree with you 100%. Emi Martinez is class. And copy and paste to you, Aaron. Hope you're doing well, of course.
Yeah, good, bro.
Who would you rather? Emi Martinez or Raya? And if why?
Yeah, man, I'd rather save 5 years of transfers, 80 million transfer fees, and just keep him anyway. Madness. If we were going to sell him, do you know what? I'd actually sell him for a decent amount of money rather than, what was it, 16, 17 million? That's embarrassing. Yeah. Just there goes to show everything you need to know about how Arsenal operate as a selling football team. Emi Martinez, 17 million. That's embarrassing. But listen, it's one of them things, and it's sort of similar-ish to what Natster said. If David Raya was to leave Arsenal, he'll probably go down. in quality. Maybe not loads far, but, you know, he wouldn't go up in quality. If Emi Martinez leaves Aston Villa, he's going to a better team. He's going to a top team. And I think that pretty much there just sort of sums up where the two sort of are at. I think David Raya is punching a little bit at Arsenal. Arsenal FC should have a better goalkeeper. But look, he's been good this year, Raya. I'm not going to knock that whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? He's been good, but he's also been a little bit wobbly. Do you know what I mean? You're going to get that with some keepers, but, you know, he's a lob waiting to happen, like you boys already said. Do you know what I mean? You just don't ever get, you know, like what sort of Gallas and Terry or Carvalho and Terry sort of had with Czech behind them. You know, they're just thinking, yeah, and absolutely no problems here. What Man United had when they had Schmeichel and Van der Sar behind them, you know, you can sort of go on and on with all of them players. They were like, yeah, no problem, because he's in goal. Calm instantaneously across corners, set pieces, the defence. And I don't think you really get that with Raya. You get it a little bit more than Ramsdale, but I mean, he was a calamity waiting to happen, wasn't he, Aaron Ramsdale? Let's be fair.
The pigeons got in the way, mate. The pigeons got in the way. Like
Yeah, I know, yeah.
you can't save shots against Southampton because the pigeons were in the way, mate. They were distracting him from either one of the posts and that, like sitting on top of the crossbar.
Variety, yeah, where he can't have concentration, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was stupid.
It's your job. It's your job. Now, sorry to cut in, Aaron, but I'll say this one thing very quickly. You mentioned Van der Sar, you mentioned Schmeichel, you mentioned Petr Cech. What is the number one common denominator between them and David Raya? They're all giants in the net. David Raya's 6 foot. Okay, he's taller than me. I'm just shy of 5'10", right? But I'm sorry. If you're 6 foot in this day and age, because I'm aware there have been 6 foot keepers and even shorter in the past.
Yeah.
But times are different. The game's changed, blah, blah, blah. But at least back in the day, those keepers were quality. If you're 6 foot now, you better be the dog's bollocks. Like, you better be quality. You better have a different kind of aura, presence, all of that shit. You know, that's another buzzword, isn't it? Aura. You know, what aura does David Raya have? And that's why I say he's a second choice keeper. Because if you're 6 foot and you're good and that's it, like, I'm not going to say he's shit, he's good keeper, but he ain't great. He's not amazing, is he? Like he's not going to win you a league title. Starting
he's not elite.
Anyway.
That's what.
No,
you
he's
mean.
not elite.
Like, he's not
exactly.
that elite.
Not elite.
Okay.
That's it.
Fact. I would have sacked Ramsdale, to be honest, Aaron. I would have sacked him on the spot. As soon as I see the video of him saying, or the live or whatever podcast he was on, saying that he can't concentrate. Same goes to Gabriel Jesus, which we will get to, hopefully. I would have sacked them on the spot. I'll be like, listen, mate, just don't even unpack his stuff. Don't even pack his stuff and leave. Don't.
Ridiculous.
Don't. Just leave straight away. Straight to the airport, straight to wherever you're from.
Mate. Because don't forget, you had the Arteta sexual singing Ramsdale in when Raya was in goal.
Yeah.
Friends of Aaron and that, innit? Friends of Aaron.
They call themselves top schooners and they destroy the confidence of the new goalkeeper. No wonder he came in full of mistakes. He's got his own fans.
How can you, as an Arsenal fan, right? I'm not talking to you, Aaron, but I'm talking in general. Right? How, as an Arsenal fan, when you've got a new goalkeeper coming in, right, want to undermine him that much? That's never ever something I've ever seen in all the years I've been going to Arsenal. You'd always, if you got a new player, any player, goalkeeper, defender, whoever, doesn't matter, right? You don't undermine them by saying Ramsdale,
yeah,
right?
Numerous times.
You back that new player. What is wrong with these people? It's a cancer in this club. Right?
I heard it at stadiums, mate. It's ridiculous. Sorry, I cut you, but I was just going to add to your point. Like, yeah, I heard it at the stadiums. You know what I mean? And it was loud. Let me tell you that. It was loud. There's no question of it, whether David Raya could hear that. It was thousands of people singing it. And I just think, he's listening to that. He must have been obviously buzzing for signing for the Arsenal. And then the first thing he gets is just everyone cheering on Aaron Ramsdale. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It was wrong. You know what I mean? And these are the same top gooners that are the best fans on the planet. You know, only do right for the club, and that's what you do. But that's where you distinguish between a proper fan and someone who's just giddy about their latest
A
fad.
groupie.
Yeah, and that's just what
A
they are.
groupie.
You know what I mean? They're giddy.
Oh,
They
yeah.
probably heard one person sing it, and they went, "Oh yeah, I'll have a little join in," because they've got no brain for themselves. They, like I said, they can't distinguish between what's normal and what a normal fan does and what they don't. Do you know what I mean? That weren't me. I was looking down at a lot of people as well, and thinking, "What are you lot singing, man?
It's not
What a
fair on
bunch of pricks."
Raya. It wasn't fair on Raya. I mean, he just joined. Yes, I didn't think we needed a goalkeeper at that point. Oh, sorry, not that we didn't need a goalkeeper. He wasn't the main concern. I would have rather fixed other positions or brought in other talent to other positions or other players to other positions than focus on the goalkeeper. But that's just me.
Yeah.
But either way, you support Arsenal. You don't support Aaron Ramsdale. So I
Rashid,
don't know.
we spent 100 million breaking that position. It was set by the moment he got there. We had a goalkeeper for the next 10 years. He was only early 20s, mid 20s max. Surely Martinez, when he came in, surely he must have been knocking on around 23ish. I'd have thought. We had a goalkeeper there for at least 10 years, and we spent 80, 90, 100 million quid in a few years completely getting it all wrong. Why? Look at all that investment. 100 million there. You're telling me that couldn't have gone at the time to replace Aubameyang? You tell him, do you know what I mean? You telling me that couldn't have been spent on getting a Bruno Guimaraes for 35 million, or players in positions that we actually needed at the time, and instead he's going hell bent on replacing left backs, which I know you'll get to, and goalkeepers. And you're sitting there just thinking, what are you doing? Like, how can you come into this Arsenal squad, win an FA Cup with this Arsenal squad, and then go, right, he's crap. The two positions that were unbelievable. Yeah, he's got to go. We'll just focus on these two positions. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, that's worrying.
It's worrying.
Poor
It's
management,
worrying.
top to bottom, boys. Top to bottom.
We're gonna read out some comments quickly, but there's a lot of comments here. Like, I'm sorry, guys, if I can't go through all of them, but we're gonna read some of them. Martinez was sold and he was never produced a replacement. 100%. Fraudetta nearly signed 10 goalkeepers since Martinez's exit. 100%. Aaron's dad. We'll get back to that later. Big up to you, because that question is about Saka and we haven't got to Saka. Yep, the major problem is what Arteta's seeing. 100%. Martinez's class shot stopper made no sense. Not trusting him. Yeah, 100%. Arsenal have never made money off a player sales. Yeah, we haven't. But yeah, Arteta has spent close to 100 million just on goalkeepers. Big up Hendon. 100%, man. That is crazy. That is
But
crazy.
Martin,
I do
very
that.
quickly, Rashid, like is like he's got character, and we know what Lego Head is like with characters in the dressing room. No matter how good they are, he will bin them, like cut his nose to spite his face and all of that. So we know what the crack is. Pause.
There's your answer, Malcolm.
It's
That is
because
why
what
he was
Jez
sold.
always says, a classic Jez comment, because he's a narcissistic little prick. Jez is spot on every time he says it. Narcissistic little
100%.
Oh my god! Wow,
100%.
I can't even say the word. Narcissistic little prick. Yeah. Well, Jez is always spot on. Really, to be fair, I mean, come on, they don't call him the Godfather for nothing, do they? Come on,
100%. 100%. The nice guy. I like that name. I can't lie. I like that name. I do like Raya from corners. Got a fantastic catch on him, but you didn't respond to the whole, because we're talking about overall. Yes, I agree, but overall, Emi Martinez or Raya, respond in the comments. Big up. Goalkeepers doing too much because they're bored. No, I don't think they're bored. I think it's a tactic. I genuinely think it's a tactic. But we move on. I'm gonna move on to an interesting one now. It's gonna be Kieran Tierney or Zinchenko. So Kieran Tierney's only problem is being injured. Yes, he does miss games. But we've seen other players miss games, and this club says, oh, these fans say nothing about them, the way they're on to Tierney all the time. And what Tierney brings to the team is something that Zinchenko, going forward, Zinchenko is good. The short passes, whatever, but he is a liability when it comes to defending. And you're a left back, mate. So sorry, you have to defend. That's your main task, to defend and then attack. But Jez, what's your thoughts on this? Tierney or Zinchenko, and why?
Well, let's compare the two players, right? Kieran Tierney, multiple championship winner, cup winner in Scotland. Now, people can argue, yeah, it's not the level of the Premier League. I agree. I agree. International footballer for Scotland, when shit, I agree. Zinchenko won stuff at Man City. But let's compare the injuries, shall we? Zinchenko has been injured as much time as Kieran Tierney. So what are we arguing about? What are we arguing about? Right? Tierney is a respected left back. When he was playing left back with Xhaka and Martinelli, they linked up beautifully. Now, I don't rate Xhaka, right? It wasn't until his last season, really, that he actually turned up. The rest of the time, I thought he was a pile of shit. Zinchenko at left back, going inverted constantly, was a liability, and it cost us so many times. Out of position, right? We had to have Saliba, Gabriel covering for him doing that. Now, if that was, I dare say, Arteta's tactic, because that's what, dare I say it, Pep Guardiola liked to do. Hello? Who did Pep Guardiola? Well, who did Arteta work for? Pep Guardiola, right? Personally, all day long, the better left back there for me, no question. The man has won numerous titles and cups in Scotland. It's got to be Tierney. Yes, I know people are going to say, yeah, but it's Scottish Premier League. Don't matter, mate. He's a winner. And when he was at Arsenal, right, he put in the performances with, down that left wing, his service and his crossing. He was one of the best crossers of the ball we had at one point, right? And we haven't got that now. So work that one out, boys, because I can't work it out myself. But for me, it's Kieran Tierney.
100%. Facts, Jez. Natstar, how do you see it? Kieran Tierney or Zinchenko?
I mean, this is another one, guys. No brainer, it's Tierney. Now, this whole myth that he's injury prone, it's a load of bollocks. We all know this is a load of bollocks because Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, and Thomas Partey, who I rate, by the way, still, they've all been injured more than Kieran Tierney, days-wise, and even months and weeks, if you want to count that, combined. Has Tierney ever really been injured this season for that long? Maybe a week? Yeah, exactly. Because this manager refuses to play him because he doesn't invert. No, your manager, your Lord and Saviour, Top Gooners, is inverted. Is a massive, well, not massive, but he's a tiny little prick. That's what I call him. Like, and again, like, Kieran Tierney is everything you want in a left back. He attacks, he defends, he's the best crosser of the ball that we have at this football club, hands down. People will say Erdegaard, but I don't fucking see it. He can't even get the ball over the wall from a free kick. How is he the best crosser? How is he a dead ball specialist? And we'll get on to him later, of course, as we all know. But like Kieran Tierney, for me, yeah, it's absolutely criminal behaviour that he doesn't start. And when it comes to Real Madrid,
he's going to walk out this club for free in the
exactly 110 grand a week. He's probably one of the very few players that are worth that money.
They go for fuck all because of this manager. Sorry to interrupt you, my friend. I
No
just want to
problem.
put this out there. This manager, when we look at the stats and facts that Aaron put up 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks, whenever it was, right? This is another player, right, that we spent money on, right? 35 million, I think it was, somewhere around that figure, right? And we're letting him walk out for fuck all. What's that say to you, gentlemen? What does that say to you?
I mean, it's an absolute shambles. But again, we know how this club is run. And again, that's why Mafiosa, Andrea Bad Boy Berta, is being brought in to try and solve this shit. You know, and I would love nothing more than for Arteta to be sacked in the summer. And then, let's say, for argument's sake, Diego Simeone comes in and is just like, look, I know you've been treated poorly by this manager and some of the fan base, but give us a couple of years, show us what you can really do. You will start. And for me, when he first came through the door, he was one of my captains because as he leads by example and he's vocal enough as well. You don't have to have both, but he has both. And the quality that he possesses is undeniable. Undeniable. I was going to say this before Jez made that brilliant point. We play Real Madrid whenever we do in a week or so's time, a couple of weeks' time or so, yeah? Do not be surprised if he doesn't play Timber at left back and Ben White at right back. Do not be surprised if this cowardly manager plays Tierney at left back just to keep the score down because he knows Kieran Tierney can defend. But because he doesn't do the other shit that Arteta wants him to do, that's why he doesn't play. But we know this, guys. We know this. But again, when you have a pussy-hole of a manager, I'll say it one more time for the cheap seats in the back. Pussy-hole, yeah? As a manager, right? This is exactly what you get. This is exactly what you get, people. Only Lego Head can destroy our football club, our team, when we have a proper left back, the best crosser of the ball. You know, like there are teams that would kill to have Kieran Tierney starting.
Just a solid left back.
Yeah,
just
Liverpool
a solid left back.
to name one. Yeah, Liverpool to name one because Robbo's finished. He's been finished for years. They'll take him in a heartbeat. United would take him and others.
When we bought him, Barcelona wanted to buy him. Let's not forget that, guys.
You think they wouldn't take him now, even with Balde at left back? Because Balde is more of an attacking fullback. But you think they wouldn't take Tierney?
If his heart wasn't so in Celtic, if his heart wasn't so in Celtic, he'd have been able to go to a bigger team.
He played in La Liga when we loaned him out at Real Sociedad. Yeah. When he was at Real Sociedad, he was doing bits. And then another fraudulent manager, I can't remember his fucking name, but he was moving like Tapas Pulis and all of that, you know, benching him for another scrub. And then you see how that goes, innit? Do you know what I mean? So Kieran Tierney can play in La Liga. Don't be surprised if Real Madrid sign him. Never mind Barcelona and Bayern Munich and that. Yeah, no,
he was dead to Arsenal the second Arteta wanted to play the inverted. That's that. Instantaneously, the death of him. As soon as he had his first full season, whatever, under his belt, and he went, I'm going to play inverted wingers. Curtains. All the excuses under the sun, you know what I mean, are all irrelevant. He was never going to be Arteta's man. And it's mad because everyone always says about unlocking Martinelli again, you know, and that's a very tedious sort of subject. But overlapping with Martinelli actually brought the best out of him. You know, working with each other. As soon as he went to go and do that inverted, all that bollocks. Yeah. Defecating and Tierney, unfortunately.
Don't you feel that's a great point, Aaron? Sorry to cut off, but I'll just want to pinpoint that point because don't you think Martinelli got worse after Tierney not playing on the left and helping out? You remember when he used to 100%. Have Tierney running behind his back and doing the whole, do you know what I'm saying? At least as a dummy. Players would think
left back, that's it.
So you would need to think if you would need to go to Tierney or stay on Martinelli, and then Martinelli has a bit of space so we can progress with the ball. That's a brilliant point. But carry on. Sorry, Aaron.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're good, man. Yeah, you raised a good point yourself. That's exactly right. Yeah, we saw the best of that left-hand side when Kieran Tierney and Martinelli was overlapping with each other. Two, I know it's not obviously Ashley Cole and Robert Perez-esque, nowhere
Yeah,
near
of
it, but you
course.
kind of catch my drift. They work well together. And let's face it, since that season where they was overlapping, doing bits, we haven't seen the left-hand side really like that since. I mean, I know you can sort of say, when Xhaka was in there, yeah, that was pretty good. But Kieran Tierney there, yeah, he's been by far the best left back. Probably, if I'm thinking, Nacho Monreal was pretty solid. I didn't mind him. I thought he was quite a good, sturdy signing. But
Yeah,
when
Mr.
you're looking in
Consistent.
since
Yeah,
Ashley Cole,
100%.
do you know what I mean? You're probably thinking he's probably been our most talented left back since then, really, because we've signed stinkers. We've had Gibbs there. He's never been quite as good. Andre Santos, rather horrendous. Absolutely horrendous.
Bring it back like Maloka.
He scored a great goal against Chelsea, though. He did score a great goal against Chelsea. So come on.
At the bridge, 5-2, 5-3. Robin Van Persie,
yeah.
Again, Andre Villas-Boas, that side, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think we had obviously goal Clichy. We haven't really had phenomenal left backs. I mean, we all know we had Kolasinac and everything like that, but you can probably make a good argument there to say that Kieran Tierney probably is our best left back since Ashley Cole, and we've absolutely treated the bloke like shit.
Yeah.
As soon as he walked in the training ground with that Tesco handbag, I knew it was done, innit? Because as fans, we love that shit, that grassroots shit. Where he wears the short sleeves and all that. Obviously, because he's Scottish, he's cool with the cold weather. Unlike myself, of course, and Normski, you understand that as well, my brother. Like, we don't do the cold weather thing.
We don't do it.
Even you. Don't really do the cold weather thing.
Yeah,
sunny up Latin, bro.
Yeah. As soon as he walked in with that Tesco plastic bag, I knew it was done, innit? Because Arteta, he's so arrogant, he's so narcissistic, shallow. You could call it in that way as well. I was like, nah, everyone holding their man bags, their Gucci, their Prada, like enchiladas, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Yeah, like it's nah. I'm not here for that. If you look the part, you better be the fucking part. I don't care if you've got like your Adidas boot bag that costs 10 quid. Yeah, if you're the dog's bollocks, you're the dog's bollocks, mate. That's all I care about.
100.
If you perform, you perform. That's it.
No, 100%, 100%. Go on, Aaron. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, no. I agree with the boys. Yeah, like I said, other than maybe, like I said, Monreal, he's definitely been a good shout. And yeah, I'd definitely take Kieran Tierney. He's a better, by far, I reckon, a better left back than obviously Zinchenko. I mean, you look at Zinchenko. Do you know what made me laugh? Was it against PSV when he played as the 8 and scored as well? On the Arsenal website, someone asked him, and they goes, "Oh, what do you think of your new position?" And I sat there and I just thought to myself, "That how mad is that?" Well, they're like, "That's his actual position. We just ain't played it for 3 years."
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's at your new position. You've been that since you was a ridiculous.
It's a state of this club, man. I'm telling you.
I always think about Anfield. When I think of Zinchenko, I always think about Anfield and him getting ripped to pieces and costing us games. That's all I think about.
And that was just one game, Aaron. He's cost us time and time again.
Twice at Anfield.
Yeah. But Norms, what's your thoughts on the Tierney Zinchenko? How you doing?
100. Tierney all day long, bro. Plastic bag, Tesco bag, whatever, Aldi bag, you name it. Bring whatever bag you want in. That guy's the most decorated out of all of our players there, yeah? Man was captaining his side, came there. And I think there was talk, and everybody was talking that he was destined to be a captain. Yeah?
Yeah.
Arteta comes in and bins him, basically. Yeah? Bins him, going with his stupid inverted, just play with a natural left back. Because when he played under Unai Emery, and that side, that left-hand side, him and Martinelli linked up brilliantly. Even when the point when Martinelli was playing down the middle, those crosses that he was whipping in, especially, he tried that out, especially in the Europa League. You saw him going down that wing and whipping. His crosses were pinpoint. Yeah, that was a proper defender who knew what defending was about. The thing about it, it's all right saying Zinchenko, Bart Simpson. That's what I like to call him. He may be good going forward, but defensively,
shocking.
I haven't got a clue. Shocking, absolutely shocking. And we saw that. As I said, the Liverpool game is a classic. You're 2-0 up. You're 2-0 up in that game. Yeah. And you have to think to yourself, right, come on, man. All we do, bring on what's the name? yeah, Kieran Tierney, yeah, because he's on the bench, and you don't. You wait until they score and equalise, and then you bring him on. And that's the manager that we've got, people. Yeah? He's meant to be this world-class coach. Sorry, mate, not good enough. For me, Kieran Tierney all day long.
All day long.
It's such a shame that he's going on a free now to Celtic, but he's going back. You know what I mean? And he's going to go and win more medals with them.
Hey, listen, the chat agrees with you. Akers, big up Akers, Vigilante, Gemo, Darren. I can't. Everybody's saying Tierney. Timmer, even Barcelona fans. We got a Barcelona fan saying that he would take Tierney while looking for other left backs as well. Hendon saying, but Tierney's injury prone. Big up to Hendon every time. Do you know what I'm saying? Big up to everyone. Big up to Ralph. He's saying facts. Big up. Oh, damn, bro. That's a lot. Unique. Big up Unique again. Salute, my friend. Damn, bro. Everybody's saying Tierney. Everyone. Let's go. Momo saying Tierney as well. Guna Ross is saying Tierney as well. Everyone. But yeah, look, guys. We've talked about Tierney. Now we're gonna move on and talk about Kolasinac or Calafiore. This one's a tough one. Cool. Because Kolasinac is not the best we've seen. He was solid for like what, 4 months, 5 months. Kolasinac is an all right left back, but we've seen the mistakes that this Calafiore has been making. He is people have told us that this guy's a centre back that was moved to left back, but can't defend. I'm very confused when it comes to Calafiore. And in this one, I would probably say a tie. I'll probably say Kolasinac is the same as because Calafiore is better than Kolasinac going forward, but defensively shocking. Kolasinac better defensively than Calafiore going forward. Yeah. So yeah, I'll probably go with a tie. But Jez, what's your thoughts on this? Would you rather Calafiore or Kolasinac?
Neither. Be honest, I don't think either of them are the levels that we should have at Arsenal. Sorry, Kolasinac was too. No. He was too mistake prone, and Calafiore for me hasn't proved shit. So I'm sorry, I've got to tell you, bad mistake on both of them. Simple. That's it. Not good enough.
100%.
If you need a bodyguard, definitely Kolasinac.
Definitely.
100%.
That's about all he's yeah, fair enough. If he's up for a street fight, then probably fair play. But apart from that, no.
Do you guys remember that video? Was it with Ozil where someone tried?
Yeah, I remember.
Both of them misses. Yeah, both of them misses, innit? Like they win like a Mercedes G-Wagon or some shit like that.
That's right.
Yeah. Look, fair play, innit? Like you can't knock it. And Kolasinac, he came from like, was it that he's Bosnian, innit? Like so, he ain't used to. Sorry, he's no stranger to conflict. That's what I'm meaning to say. Do you know what I mean? He's a bang average left back. But he's a warrior, and I can't knock that, innit? It is what it is.
Why didn't he show it on the pitch then?
Yeah.
It's all right having a street fight with a couple of puppets, right? And they're trying to nick Ozil's watch, right? Fair play, respect. I'll give you that, right? But try and show it on the pitch then. He fucking didn't show it.
Yeah. It's just one of those things, isn't it? It's just one of those things.
For the size of the guy, he got flung about a little bit on the pitch, not going to lie. And he was not very good going forward either, especially in front of goal. Absolutely.
He was in team of the year. You know that before we signed him.
I know.
He was a free agent.
That's it. Yeah, free agent. Yeah.
And then we let him go for free, I swear, as well. so we made no money.
What was he on?
He won something as well.
Top money, like 100.
Yeah, he's won something with Atalanta.
120.
Yes, I thought it was that. Yeah, 120 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was on 120.
I've got.
He was on a lot of money at the time. Yeah,
he was on a lot of money, man. I would have to agree with Jez, man. Yeah, not for me. None of
For me, I wouldn't take either. But the thing is, yeah, with more so with Calafiore to me, he's another one of them misprofiled players. He's one of them. We'll get onto the other one later, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? But Calafiore is not a defender. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, but he did well at Bologna. When was the last time you saw a Bologna game? When was the last time you saw a Juve game under fucking Thiago Motta? I rest my case. But I'll digress on that point. Calafiore, yeah, for me, he is a forward. The only reason why you play in a back three, or there's two reasons. One, either you're competent enough defensively, and then you've got two solid centre backs either side, and it's that particular system that the manager wants to play, that formation, that system, whatever, potato, tomato, yeah? Or, like Ben White, you're a liability in defence, and you've got two proper centre backs covering your ass. Pause. Those are the only two reasons. And with Calafiore, it was clearly the latter. But I stress this point, and you know me, Rashid, I've said this before, like, Calafiore should be our striker, at least until the end of the season. Because that guy, going forward, is competent. And we know he can finish. And he's more mobile, he's better on the ball and all that. That guy ain't a defender. That guy ain't a centre-back. In my eyes, never was, and definitely not a fucking left-back. Not even a wing-back. He is a left winger. He is a striker. End of period. But yeah, to answer your question, mate, I'll take neither. But that's it. That's
I mean, he would absolutely struggle. Even if, say, you know, he was to play in a free, he would struggle. He would absolutely struggle.
Oh, yeah.
We ended up doing that with Kolasinac, putting him in a free at some stage.
Yeah, we did. We did. Yeah. But with Calafiore, defensively, he just can't defend. He's not. I mean, playing at left back, you need the first thing when I saw him at left back, I thought this guy's not mobile enough. Yeah, and any tricky winger that he comes up against, he's finished, and we saw that. Do you know what I mean? And he's right, Nesta. Let the guy go and play up front, because when you saw him when he came on, I can't remember who it was, and the little flicks and stuff that he was doing up front, and the naturally hitting, scoring. He didn't even look at
that PSV goal.
PSV one, wasn't it?
Yeah, he just touched and finished with his weak foot as well. Do not tell me that's not natural striker instinct, bruv. He's been misprofiled. I've been saying it.
But surely everyone he's ever played for hasn't misprofiled him, though. That's the thing. Like, you know,
I agree, Aaron.
Surely not Arsenal and Bologna and Italy and Arsenal surely haven't gone, well, he's pretty good at finishing, but fuck it, we'll just stick him at left back. I don't know, man. I get what you're saying. His finishing is underrated, but I just can't see everyone at multiple clubs misprofiling him. But look, I don't know, essentially. Do you know what I mean? He definitely can't defend, and it looks like he can finish a little bit better than he can defend, that's for sure. I know that. But
maybe a midfield player, maybe a midfield player.
Who was it that we used to say about having
a number 8? Some people in the comments are saying number 8.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah,
but he has to stay forward like Xhaka, innit? Yeah, that's the thing.
Keep him. That's the thing. Keep him away, just like Xhaka. Just keep him away from the 18-yard box, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what we're gonna do with Zinchenko, and that's what we'll end up doing with Calafiore. And there's so many players that we're gonna end up doing this for. How many players are we gonna accommodate and try to like make them, or what we did to Xhaka is make them as comfortable as he was by not defending? And I'm sorry, the football nowadays, the whole squad needs to defend. Do you know what I'm saying? Because, well, okay, maybe not the whole squad, the midfielders. I'm sorry, if you're a midfielder, you gotta have some kind of like, do you know what I'm saying, defensive attributes. Do you guys agree with me or not?
Well, that's the whole point. Yeah, because that's the whole point of what a midfielder does. That's his duty, to be able to defend and attack. Yeah. That is basic. Do you know what I mean? So,
so what would you go for? No. Would you go for Calafiore or
Kolasinac? I said none of them.
So it's a tie. Right?
Yeah. So literally, yeah.
Both are very, very poor signings.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Very poor signings. Very poor signing. So that one's a tie. We're gonna move on. This is an interesting one. David Luiz. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll not go for David Luiz. I won't go for David Luiz. Okay. I'll go for Callum Chambers or Kivior. So it's Callum Chambers or Kivior, people. Okay.
God
Do you
damn.
see the kind of shit with you heard the kind of shit we're dealing with? Callum Chambers.
Copy and paste, I think, in it from the other two. Yeah, both of them are absolute pony.
Didn't Callum
Absolute-
Chambers play? Did he? Who was it when he went on loan? He played as a midfielder. Was it Aston Villa?
Yeah,
might have been.
he
Yeah,
played
no,
as a
he was
yeah,
Aston
the
Villa at
DM.
one point.
Did he go on loan to him? I thought that's who we eventually sold it. When at Fulham, actually.
I
thought
think
it was
the-
Yeah, no, yeah, Fulham on loan,
Fulham,
and then he went to Villa.
Yeah, sorry,
then he
Fulham,
went
yeah,
to
sorry.
Villa, yeah.
when we talk about these players, right? You just mentioned those two players, right? And when you think back, it wasn't that long ago when we could mention some of the defenders that we once had, and we're talking about this: Callum Chambers,
Madness, isn't it?
Callum
Or
Chambers.
Kivior. Or Kivior.
And we're talking about this and Kivior against some of the greatest defenders in English football at Arsenal Football Club. What are we doing here, gents?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'll have to say again, neither of them.
Neither.
I thought, you know what?
I'm sorry, I have to say it's
you know
Moyes.
what? I thought Jez was going to quit the stream.
Come on, man. Come on.
Me too.
You talk about these two players, right? Yeah, you know, let's just put a comparison here. I mean, we've had some not great defenders since the glory days, but these two, Callum Chambers and Kivior, come on, what are we doing here?
We had Leicester City, I think, didn't they bid like 18 million, I think, on one deadline day, and we rejected it. Well, it was there or thereabouts near
Callum
for
Chambers.
Chambers, yeah, and we said no, and then just let him go a year and a half later. Madness.
Again, Aaron, this is what I'm hoping that Berta, when he joins, which I think is next month, right? I hope he sits down, opens up the journals and looks like and goes, "What the fuck are we doing here? What's this? What the fuck? What we bought him and we let him go? What? We paid him that? What? 120 grand a week and we let him fuck off for nothing?"
Jez, where's your torch? Jez? Where's your torch?
Oh yeah. Sorry, mate. The wife.
Hopefully he watches. Hopefully he watches my 2.0.
Yeah. No, it's true though, isn't it? It's true. It is true, gentlemen.
Yeah,
It is
no, you're
true.
right.
I wouldn't sign either of them players.
Wow.
Chambers, Kivior, no chance, man.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Jez. Like, neither are good enough. Neither like flatter to deceive. Like, for me, I would say Callum Chambers is ever so slightly better than Kivior. But again, that's not really saying shit because neither of them are good enough. You know, you thought I was going to be controversial and say I'd take Callum Chambers over Kivior.
You know what it is?
I don't know
if everybody would agree with. I think with Callum Chambers, you wanted him to do well, but he just never ever.
Yeah, because he came from Southampton, same as Walcott, same as Gareth Bell, even though he went to Spurs and
so
and
you're
all
just
of that. You know,
hoping
Adam Lallana and shit.
and it's very reminiscent of, well, saying do we want Arteta to do well, but it's like, bro, you just can't.
I think the best game he had was in a back. Yeah, I think the best game he had was in a back three. Mate, and that was next to Rob Holding and Mertesacker when we won the FA Cup against Chelsea, stopped them doing the double. That was a record-breaking Chelsea under Conte. Other than that, I can't think of a great performance that Callum Chambers has put. Definitely not in the two. Definitely not in the two.
I watched his debut in the Community Shield, you know that trophy? I watched his debut against Man City in the Community Shield when we beat them 3-0. And do you know what? He looked fucking excellent on that day. I thought, wow, we've actually got a right good signing here. And then that was that. Just completely fell off a cliff ever since. Wenger didn't really know whether to play him at centre back, at right back. You know what I mean? In midfield,
right
it's just
back.
one of them that he never
He's
really
just
knew
a
what to do.
rotation
I
player.
at right back that day.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was.
But yeah,
He's
never
just
really
a rotation player. Why are we playing him? But do you know what I'm saying? I'm wondering what's the difference between Chambers and Kivior? What's the difference between Calafiore? And don't worry, guys, I've got everything written down. At the end of this stream, if we do get through it, maybe I'll have to split it into part 1, part 2. But after we get through this, we will find out if he really inherited a shit squad, and if now we have a great squad after spending 800 million and 6 or 5 years.
I can answer you that right now. I can answer you that right now, but we'll progress. We'll progress.
Yeah, we'll progress.
Jez, it's about the journey, not the destination. It's the journey.
All about the journey.
Yeah.
We're a family.
Journey
don't
merchants.
forget.
100%, man. Big up the journey absolutely going nowhere. Nah, we're not going nowhere. But listen, this is how it is. A lot of people in the chat. I'm sorry, chat. This chat is lit. This chat is lit today. Big up to every one of you. And like and subscribe to the guys, man. All of their links are in the title or the description. Both of them.
Big up.
But like and subscribe, man. Like and subscribe. Big up to the whole chat. But most of the chat are really saying a tie, just like us. Everybody agrees. Everybody agrees with us. But yeah, big up Darren Sullivan. Big up Guna Ross. Big up Hendon again. Big up Unot. My guy, they're assembled. Big up, man. Big up to everyone. Now,
Extreme X Shock 797 saying he was a better right back.
Anyone remember when he threw up on the pitch? Yeah. I don't know why he asked that. I don't know why he asked that. But is he saying that he was a right back?
No, he's saying he remembers when you. No, I was reading the other one about he was better as a right back. But then I was saying, anyone remember when he threw up on the pitch? I don't remember. I don't remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, true. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about William Saliba, or you know what? I'll give it William Saliba or Gabriel.
Oh,
this one will be an interesting one. Okay, why I'm saying William Saliba is because William Saliba was in that squad. Arteta chose to loan him out. Now, before anyone says that he was young or anything, William Saliba used to play with someone called Fofana. Now this Fofana plays for Chelsea, correct?
Yeah.
Now that Fofana, in that time in France, they used to say that William Saliba is better than Fofana. While Fofana came to the Premier League, I think at the same time, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the chat, and Fofana went in straight and he was played at Leicester City. He used to play for Leicester. I think Leicester bought him. And he was straight in the starting lineup. They didn't need to loan him. They didn't need to do anything. None of that bullshit that Arteta did, loan him twice for what?
And then Chelsea bought him for 80 million, I believe. I think that was the price.
You're trying to tell me, you guys are trying to tell me, I mean, not you guys, people are trying to tell me that Rob Holding is better than Saliba. David Luiz was better than Saliba. David Luiz was 35 years old, by the way. Yeah. And Pablo Mari is better than Saliba. Let's not. Hey, listen. Listen, what are we doing?
He had a funky name.
Another player he saw at Man City was that Mari, and he must have obviously seen something in him. But again, with Mikel Arteta, none of the rest of us did. Do you know what I mean?
This is a hard question as well, Aaron. Yeah, this is a question that will be asked, and some people would prefer Gabriel. Some people would prefer Saliba. Both of them are elite. Well, not elite. Both of them are top defenders, in my opinion. In my opinion, Saliba's world class. In my opinion, of course. So I'm gonna pick Saliba over Gabriel because I've seen Gabriel without Saliba. I remember when Gabriel used to play without Saliba right next to him, and the defense was shocking. Defensively, we were shocking them that year.
But Rashid, you know what? I hear what you're saying. The problem is we didn't see when he came. apart from seeing him playing in pre-season and that, we didn't really see enough of him. Okay, we were seeing him what he was doing over in France, but we didn't see what he could do in the Premier League. So it's very
but
difficult.
we saw Fofana, Norms. We saw Fofana come straight from Saint-Etienne and go, and you know what I'm saying, play for Leicester.
Yeah.
I and Leicester were doing well
that.
those years. Remember, Leicester were all right those years.
Don't forget, it wasn't for 2 seasons that we actually saw Gabriel and Saliba play together. And let's not forget that Gabriel did have the bozo gene for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Yes.
So it's a tough call. Tough call. But to actually compare one against the other, if that's what you're asking me, that's a very tough call. If you want that opinion, then I'll have to go Saliba, and I'm going to base this on pure consistency. Right? Gabriel, even to this day, can be a bit of a prick. Right? He can cock things up. He can get out of position. He cost us a couple of goals. Right, this season. Right, he cost us last season at Liverpool. Right, so if you want me to answer this honestly, my opinion, just my opinion, for consistency alone, has to be Saliba.
Yeah, I'm going for Saliba as well, purely because he's that little bit younger, and I think his ceiling's higher. But let's also not forget, and I genuinely believe this, in the last year to maybe pushing 18 months, I think Gabriel's actually outperformed him. But it's hard to ignore all the points that Jez made, to be fair. You know, it is easy sort of to forget about them first bits of Gabriel. They weren't pretty. You know, and Saliba's definitely been a real big help for Gabriel's turning form, you know. But look, you know, it is a tricky one. I'd only go for Saliba purely based on them reasons. But yeah, Gabriel, he's still been phenomenal. He's still scored a lot of goals for us. I think he's been the highest scoring defender in the Premier League since he signed. Yeah, a really good player. Really good player. But yes, I think Saliba's just got to edge it.
No, 100%. 100%.
Would Saliba get you over the line? Or would Gabriel get you over the line?
For me, yeah. For me, guys, like, I don't even think this is really controversial. Like, I hear what Jez is saying. I know Gabriel technically does have the bozo gene still. However, for the past 2 years, just shy of that, he's been our best defender by far. I think in this era, I wouldn't say either of them are world class. I think they're both just shy of it in this era. However, would they get in pretty much every single team around the world? Yes. I think with Saliba, with age, he'll end up being world class. I'll say that. And with Gabriel, he can definitely get there as well. But for me, especially over the past 2 seasons, and the fact that in the last year or so as well, Gabriel has shown leadership qualities. He can get the odd goal. And I love a Rolls-Royce centre-back. Don't get it twisted. The Rio Ferdinands, well, mainly Rio Ferdinand and all of that. And even Tony Adams towards the latter stage of his career could play. You know, you could say Wenger helped a little bit with that, but we all knew defensively he had it on lockdown anyway, COVID settings and all that. We know. But for me, I would take Gabriel over Saliba just because, like, defensively as an out-and-out centre-back, even with the bozo gene, case in point, look at Antonio Rudiger. Antonio Rudiger's had a great career, but you see how his development has been, how he's progressed as a footballer. And there's a reason why he's still at Madrid. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, will he be there for that much longer? Probably not, which is why they're going for Saliba. But don't be surprised if they go for Gabriel as well. They could genuinely have both because of what they've been doing. Do you know what I'm saying? They are brilliant centre-backs. Don't get it twisted. This ain't no controversial take. I don't think so anyway. But for me,
it's not.
Yeah, Gabriel edges it for me, but Saliba is a quality centre-back. But I just think even under pressure, even when we've been under the cosh, I think Gabriel, something's clicked in the past 2 years and he's upped his game big time. Whereas Saliba, On his day, he's brilliant, but he's kind of fallen a little bit. He'll get too lackadaisical on the ball, silly mistakes, errors, whatever you want to call it, that he doesn't need to make. Like, we know his quality on the ball, and he's a very competent defender, but at times he's been a little bit shaky for me. Whereas when I look at Gabriel, there's more assurance there. You remember Sol Campbell back in the day. And Martin Keown to a degree, but he did a great job for us. An out and out, no nonsense, top quality centre half. And we have that.
Don't remember him. Sol who? Sol?
Yeah. Is it a colour thing? Is it a colour? I don't know. I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Like, is
You
it a
took the
colour
words
thing?
right out of my mouth,
I'm
man.
joking, Jeff.
Is it a colour thing?
I'm
Is
not
it a
saying
colour
it like that.
Is it a colour
That's what I had to say. Yeah. Sol Campbell is. He's a hell of a character. He's a bit like Eubank in it in the football world, but it is what it is. If you're Arsenal, you love
Yeah, I
him.
don't remember him, mate.
If you're Tottenham and everyone else, you can't stand him. But it is what it is, mate. I hear it.
Great show. I love this show, man. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd have to listen. I'd have to go with what Nesta saying, man. That's why I put that thing out. Yeah, would you get over the line? And I tell you what, if I was in the trenches in a war, I'd rather be with Gabriel, man, because 100%. I think Saliba will be going in the mirror and going, "Oh yeah, my hair looks nice." Yeah, it's good. But no, I'm not taking any away from Saliba, Rolls Royce defender, but Gabriel, he's what you call your clutch defender. Those last-ditch tackles, scoring goals for you, leadership quality, as Nesta said, and he wears his heart on his sleeve. You know what I mean? And to this day, I can't understand why Arteta is giving the armband to Snodgaard. I don't get it.
Exactly. You know what? Well, to add on that, no one says about Saliba for the armband, do they? No one. I've not heard anyone say it.
Because Saliba's not that kind of. You need a certain character to be a captain.
Yeah.
I think Saliba,
especially if you're a defender as well. Especially if you're a defender.
They're
not that vocal. I like
Saliba, but I think maybe he could be a captain, as in he'll lead an example. He'll be an example on the pitch. So he wouldn't be that captain that'll be like, "Oh, you get it, out, come on," that kind of captain. No, that would be a Gabriel. So it depends what kind of captain you like. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can have a captain like Messi. Messi doesn't shout at team.
You need sorry to cut in, Rashid. You need like a partnership which is like fire and ice or chalk and cheese. You want someone that. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to gate crash the streaks. I've just come off.
You're good,
good. So it's good to see you guys.
Here's Cole coming here and start gate crashing and ruining the streaming. That
I didn't.
Shut up. You ruined my flow, man. You ruined that
flow. You've robbed us. You've robbed us, mate. Robbed.
Cole. Big up, bro, mate.
That's good to see you. Jez, question: Tony Adams and Steve Bold partnership. Which one was the more slicker players, and who can get that pass out quickly out to the midfield, and who was the more ruthless one? Who is the more like, I'm taking no shit off you. I'm just going to get this ball off you, and if I nick you on the way through. Because this is what I kind of see with Saliba Gabriel. Saliba is more of the slicker passer, can get the ball out good. Gabriel is more like the enforcer, who he can get the pass out, but he's more defensive. I'm the final line before you attack the goalkeeper. You're Martin Keown-esque, yeah. What would you say, Jez?
Tony Adams all day long. He took no prisoners, man. No prisoners. I mean, at the end of the day, Tony Adams, not only was he a nightmare to play against, and you can, you see the context against from some of the greatest footballers from Man United, Liverpool, Everton, back in the day. They hated playing against him because he would take them apart. Yeah, and he was a nasty bastard, but that's what I expect. That's what I want. I don't want nice football from people being polite. You know, that's not what it's about. It's a game of physicality. It's a game about winning. So, yeah, I mean, Martin Keown Yeah, we know what he was about, but I've got no time for that man now whatsoever.
Yeah,
Different
agreed.
reason. But Tony Adams has never changed. He's always been what he was on the pitch, and what he's about with Arsenal. So, yeah, for me, that's Tony Adams.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm muted. That's a proper defender. That's a proper defender. But I love this. I love this. This Saliba Gabriel. It was going to happen at some point, right? It was going to happen at some point. Obviously, some would prefer Gabriel. We're not saying that Gabriel. I know something clicked in Gabriel's head. It was when he didn't receive a call up to Brazil. That's when Gabriel was like, you know what? Now you're going to have to call me. Watch. So the determination, I just love it. The determination of that player, because he didn't get a call up, if you guys remember. I think he didn't get a call up from Brazil for the 2022 World Cup. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. But from then, Gabriel just switched. And
Thiago Silva was coming to the end of his career. And now, obviously, he's retired from Brazil for a few years. I don't know if he's still playing Thiago. No, I think he might. I think he retired or something like that. But yeah, he took. You're absolutely spot on, Rashid. I just wanted to say this very quickly. He took his opportunity, and now he's more. He's not only a better defender, but he's more reliable than Eder Militao. I think Eder Militao is more the Rolls Royce for Brazil, like playing the Saliba role, and he's a good centre back. Don't get me wrong, but out of him and Gabriel, is no comparison. It's for me, it's not even close. Gabriel's by far the better defender, and he's a better leader as well.
I think we just, you know, if you fail to get a call up for your national team, that would piss you off. That would actually make you, you know, work harder and train and work harder in games. That's just the general consensus. You know, I don't know any player that never worked their ass off when they never got the call up. I mean, there have been multiple players back in the past. You know, Matt Letizia never got called up, and he was one of the most coldest strikers I've ever seen growing up.
Yeah, one of the most.
It's just mentality,
English players that we've ever had. You know, everyone talks about Gazza, and Gazza was a certified maverick and baller, but Matt Letizia was the not so outlandish because he weren't doing all the mad drinking and partying. Yeah, he had a drink and all of that. Don't get it twisted. You know, I'm aware, but at the same time, like, he weren't in the newspapers like Gazza, innit? But they both had ability. And that's what we're missing in this day and age. Like, I don't care if I'm sounding 60 years old and I'm 30. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck. Real opinions football, here. Yeah, it is what it is. Exactly. Football's football. And we want tech. We don't want the Kiviors. We don't want the Callum Chambers apparently throwing up or whatever. I don't remember that shit. We don't want the Kolasinac, who is probably more suited to centre-back, but even then ain't really a centre-back and he ain't good enough. And then you got the sweet fucking Prince. He's not even a defender, bruv, in my eyes. Yeah, aura, presence, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? But we're talking about football heritage. Football heritage, bruv. This is what it's about.
100%, man. Big up to Darren son. No, it's all right. It's all right. I knock yourself out. But big up to Darren Sullivan. Big up to you, my friend.
Big up, Darren.
Gabriel has a nasty streak. Saliba is psychological puppy at this stage in his career, although he bodied Haaland. I don't know what to say about that, but I think a lot of people chose Gabriel, and I'm not shocked. I am not shocked. Fofana joined in 2020. Okay, a year later. Fair enough. Gabriel now is better than Saliba. Everybody's saying. Big up Coach Jordic. Big up Gunnar Russ again. Big up Kwame. Sorry if I murdered that. Kwame, big up to you, my friend. Big up to you. The assembled Arteta tried to sell Saliba. He was one of Rowe's signings. We still don't know the controversy surrounding him. Wow. If he tried to,
I'll tell you what. My God. I remember that. Bro. Because you knew that he was going to be one of those defenders. We was crying out for him to come. And then when you start hearing the rumours about how Arteta's thinking about selling him, and then he was not clear about it, I was thinking, please, we got to get this. We can't be having holding.
What made him think that?
I don't know. I don't know how to think
that. If you remember, the reason he brought him back If he brought back, when he brought Saliba back from being on loan, because Rob Holding was injured.
Oh.
So if Rob Holding didn't get injured, he would have probably.
Do you know what the weird thing is? Do you know what the weird thing is? Is that we had defensive problems them times, if you guys remember. Like we weren't that solid defensively. So a normal manager would look at that and be like, you know what? This defense is not all that. Let me see what these players on loan are doing. Maybe one of them we can make a play out of one of them. That's what a wise manager would do. Because it's not like we had Sergio Ramos and Pepe and Carvajal. We didn't have these players. We had Rob Holding and Chambers and Pablo Mari. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's amazing. It's amazing, bro. But yeah, I don't big up to Darren is saying I don't subscribe to Bozo jeans. That's because Gabriel had to cover for Xhaka in front of him. Yeah,
that's a good point. That is a good point.
I can't lie, yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
Think about
Xhaka is a liability, man. Xhaka was a liability defending. And I still hate Xhaka to this day for what he done. I still hate him to this day.
Yeah. Unai Emery tried to get rid of just very quickly. Yeah, to this day. Yeah, Unai Emery tried to get rid of him. He tried to get rid of his Clark, yeah. And then I'm sure, now this is just my opinion, I believe the club blocked that Xhaka, like transfer at the time. Yeah. Because they wanted to bring in Arteta at some point and they were going to bring him in, which is eventually what they did. And then Arteta had a quick word with him. He might have put his arm around him, among other things, and all of that shit. Yeah, we know what Arteta's like. It is what it is. It's 2025 and that, yeah. But he basically he stayed for another 2-3 seasons plus.
Yeah, he done since you know what I mean? Once he came in, he just done his PR stuff.
Yeah,
literally done his PR stuff with him.
Yeah,
spun it round.
Yeah,
turned around and said how then he come out about how passionate he loves the club and all of that.
Yeah, Unai Emery wanted to get rid of him. Yeah. Unai Emery, I'm convinced he wanted to get rid of him, especially after that, because he like even Xhaka was like, I'm done and all that, and then he even mentioned it himself, and I believe Xhaka for once that Arteta was the reason that he stayed, but really and truly, the club wanted him to stay, and then Arteta agreed with it, and it's all part of the plan, part of the process, And then as soon as Xhaka had one very good season, you could argue great season, he fucks off to Leverkusen and nearly wins a fucking treble, and he won the double in the end.
Crazy, man. I don't know how, but that's crazy. But Vigilante saying when the ball is in the box, Adams never worried. Could always keep watching what the attacking players were doing. Man, Tony Adams, what a legend. Saliba is superior in terms of positioning, decision making, but doesn't have heart. Sometimes relies on his talent. Lazy sometimes. Diego Simeone would cook with this back line, 100%. Coach Jordan, big up to you, man. Big up to you, my friend. And I completely agree with you. Sometimes he is lazy and he relies on his talent. I think he's cocky. Because he has so much talent and positioning and reading the game and reading the attackers. But we need to.
I have to say this, Rashid, like just very, very, very quickly. I know you're gonna move on. I don't think personally he's lazy. I just think he's laid back. I think that's more his personality for me personally, like because I'm very laid back. You could call me lazy and all of that. It is what it is. But I think it looks lazy when he's on the ball, but really and truly, I think it's more he's laid back. You could say it's a bit of arrogance here and there. A bit of arrogance. But it's combined with his laissez-faire, innit? As the French or any French-speaking nation knows that saying, innit? Very laid back. And I love calmness, especially when it comes to defenders. But when you're too calm and in the Premier League, you don't get that time, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why he's been caught out over the last year or so. But again, would Simeone get much more out of him? Would he elevate his game? Of course he would. So I completely agree with that. But
he would certainly rough him up around the edges. He would certainly rough him up around the edges. Let's put it
100%. Like he ain't gonna let Haaland, like allow Saliba to get bodied by Haaland, innit? Because at least Gabriel will dish it out. Do you know what I'm saying? Where Saliba, it's like, when he feels like it kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And I understand that, but for me personally, on the pitch, I'm not like that, bruv. It's just like, piss me off. Like it's done. It's done, innit? You know what I mean?
It's done at it. But yeah, big up to everyone, man. Big up to everyone.
Big up.
Make sure you like and subscribe, bro. This is a lit show with a lit panel. I can't lie, but we're gonna move on. We're gonna be talking about now who's better, Bellerin or Ben White.
Yeah,
Ben White.
Ben, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Ben White, Bellerin was absolute pile of shit. he never came back from his injury.
Yeah, I'll say that.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah, he lost his pace.
He did.
He was quick.
And that I mean, this will be enough of a debate for another day, right? Will Saka have that same fight and speed and speed after he comes back? But that's another day. Be interesting. That'd be an interesting chat.
Interesting one.
Sorry, Bellerin, White. Nah, come on.
Yeah,
it's a real tough decision. Sorry,
that's fine, man. Yeah, no, for me, Ben White all day long. Like Bellerin, yes, the injury did hurt him, but for me, there's another factor that people do not forget. He was more focused on fucking GQ and trying to grow his fucking clothing brand while he was playing. The shit that Roy Keane hates, and I stick by that, and I agree with Roy Keane 100%. If you want to do that shit, you either leave it to your agents or agencies, your manager, whoever, family, friends in the background, you let them handle that shit while you're playing. And while you're playing, you focus on your football. If you don't want to do football anymore, go to Arteta, go to the board and just be like, look, cancel my contract and I'll do the modelling thing, innit? But no, he didn't do that because he's getting way too much. He was on 180 grand a week at one point. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
180?
I mean, he was one of our biggest earners.
The wages here, 110.
Yeah, because he got a new contract, innit? It wasn't his initial contract because he was on 35k or some shit like that when he first got through the door, innit? And then
in 1920, he was on 110. I'll see if he's had any.
110, okay, yeah. But inflation considering and all that, it's still a lot of money. Yeah. And the fact that he was done by then anyway, by a couple of years and that. And obviously his mind was elsewhere on other things and that. But again, like, are we really surprised? This manager's already done a GQ fucking interview talking about quitting. Like, do me a favour. Do me a favour. Do you know what I'm saying? The game's gone. The game's gone.
I'll have to go with Ben White, even though he's not he's not a traditional fullback. He was a centre half for most of his career, but I put him at right back because that was the better position for him, and he has played well. Bellerin had a couple of good seasons. His pace was there, but he was a wing back. He was very good at going forward, but he would never track back to defend. And if he did defend, he was absolutely lousy at it.
Very lousy.
Yeah, I'd have to.
Aaron, what's your thoughts on it, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly.
I see you quiet over there.
Yeah, no, it's the sort of same, really. You know what I mean? Ben White. Okay, he sort of was signed really as a centre back, wasn't he? And the only reason he's pushed over to right back, Arteta being lucky again. The only reason he's at right back is because Saliba came back, didn't he? Really. That's literally just that.
Because he had to shoehorn him in. So, that's the story about Arteta.
It saved his career, bruv. Saliba, among other things, has saved Arteta's career. Imagine if he didn't bring Saliba back. He'd be gone. And then even if we got Berta now, we would be having a different conversation to a degree. Do you know what I'm saying? And we'd be in a different position. It's funny how life works out, guys. Funny that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we still got Lego Head doing bullshit, doing that bullshit, like trying to shoehorn people in. This guy, I've said it before as well, just very quickly, Mikel Houdini, bruv. Teflon Don. When you think he's finished, when you think he's out of it, 3-strike rule, you're out, mate. He finds a way. He's like herpes. He always comes back when you least expect it, and obviously when you least want it. Like this guy is a certified. No, I'm not going to say anymore. Otherwise, it's just going to be mad. But you get what I'm saying, guys. You get what I'm saying. Like,
Now going to be like all the venereal diseases in a minute.
You are right. Arteta is like herpes. Great fun catching it, but not so much fun to live with every day.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I'll give you that. But yeah, now look, I think the question that would sum who you prefer would be more in if we didn't have a right back now, who would you sign, Ben White or Hector Bellerin? And I don't think there'd be a lot of people saying Hector Bellerin, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Ben White's been good. He's been one of the better right backs in the league for the last couple of years, really. Do you know what I mean? You've got to give him his credit. He's been there. Yeah, I think for me that's an easy one. Yeah, Bellerin, never, always a liability. He had all the pace, and like Normski said, the second he lost it, you're pointless, then, aren't you? He was just pointless. He was another failed winger.
Yep.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
100.
100%. Norms.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Hey.
Ben White, man.
Listen,
Everybody's
100%,
thinking of
100%.
yeah.
I agree with that. Ben White, that's one I have to give to Arteta. He's definitely better than Bellerin. Obviously, regardless, he did buy Ben White for centre back, but we'll still give him that one.
Yeah.
We'll still give him that one. But
Overpaid him.
Darren Sullivan says overpaid him as well. Yeah, we overpaid. I don't think he's a 50 million player. I don't know about you guys. Drop it on the chat. Please tell us, because I don't think he's a 50 player. But
listen,
it is
Brighton
what it is.
Brighton knew what they were doing. You know, we wanted him, and Brighton said, if you want him,
They're very
this is
shrewd
what it's
when
gonna
they
cost.
sell their players. They're very shrewd.
Yeah. As a centre back, no chance he's worth 50 million. At right back, it's more debatable, especially now. But again, hindsight is 2020, innit? So you could say, maybe at right back, 50 million. Got our money's worth. Because let's be real, I'll say this very quickly.
Not a lot of people complain about that price, do they? They don't. You
exactly.
don't really hear anyone anymore.
If we sold him right now, if we sold Ben White in the summer, and with Berta that we've got at the helm now, I'd be more confident of getting my money back. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
getting the 50 million. With Berta, with Andrea, mafioso, bad boy Berta at the helm. Yes, 100%. But yeah.
Interesting one. But Darren saying this is a real tough decision. Well, it's not that tough. Well, for me, it's not. But Ben White, he can defend as a right back and has more strengths than, is more strong than Bellerin. 100% Vigilante, 100%.
Also,
no full is saying.
Sorry, go on, Rashid. Go on. I'll wait after you finish.
No fool is saying Bellerin could not cross a ball and could not achieve a throw in. He never been the same.
The amount of foul throws that guy did. Unbelievable.
That's a good one, bro.
He didn't want to ruin his hair while he was throwing it, wasn't it? That's what.
He didn't.
Yeah.
No, it's out of play.
Oh my god. He should have took modelling. I don't know why he played football. But big up to you, Noful. That's a great comment.
I did love his accent though.
That fucking East End Cockney, bruv. Yeah, like doing the Neil Mopay settings, Rashid, as well. Like you notice how these characters, certain people in the Premier League, whether it's Spain, France, wherever you're from, you pick up the English accent and you start doing the Cockney thing. And as great as Emi Martinez is, bruv, he adopted it as well, bruv. But when Bellerin did it, it's like, if you were that good, I'd be like, cool. Or if you're a shit house like Mopay, I'd be like, okay, fair enough, innit? But when you're Hector Bellerin, more concerned about modelling and, all of this shit. Exactly. No, I'm not hearing that fake Cockney ass fucking. I don't care how great your English is, bro. Yeah, bum that.
Bum that, bro. But 100%, better model Bellerin or White. Fashion players.
I mean, he's got a point.
I'm pretty sure Bellerin stole my living room curtains for one of his catwalks. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
I think he had one of my caravan curtains and all back in the day. Do you know what I mean? What's going on?
Darren says saw a pic of Belland today. He looks a total prick. 100%. Some of those clothes. Yeah, innit? Like, some of them clothes look like Sam Smith on steroids. I can't lie, yeah. Good Russ, I agree, bro. I don't know. Yeah. We're not going to get into that, of course. We're not going to get into that.
Yeah, definitely not Sam Smith. That's an avenue you don't want me to go down because it doesn't end well for me.
It does
Let's
not.
just leave it.
It does not.
Yeah.
It's a tough call when the squad has gone sideways. Runners up. What do you mean by that? We're just comparing two squads. You've told us that we've progressed, and we're just checking out the progression. We want to see these players. How have we progressed? We've spent 800 million, but we need to see 800 million, which we don't see. For now, there's only one player that we gave to Arteta, and that's White. White and the rest are just ties, and the rest were players that we had from the first squad that were better than this squad. But yeah, it's a draw for me. I hate both players. Would gladly hound them. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Yeah, that's crazy. You know, Darren Sullivan, man, you come out with some. I'm not gonna read that, man. I'm not gonna read that. But yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna read that. But big up to everyone. Big up to everyone, bro. English Brighton tax. Was it? How much was the tax for Ben White? I don't know. But coach was saying Arshavin, Podolski, Rosicki, Cazorla. We had depth back then. Bring back Wenger. 100%, bro. Value of a player. Yeah.
Give me prime Cazorla and I'll take him back in this team in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
What a player. What a player. What a player.
Yeah. I think we're putting a lot on Berta, turning our fortunes around. The Yanks will frustrate him. I give him 2 windows and he will go. That's an interesting one, but Gunnar Russ, we're not talking about that today. That's a conversation.
That's another conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another day. That's another day. But big up to you. That's a great comment. I think we touched on this as well. Jez, I don't know if you remember, we touched on this on Lee's channel the other day. I think some of you guys were there too. I don't know. But I don't know who was there. But we touched on this a little bit. Obviously, we need to see what Berta does. Let's see the first 2 windows, and then we'll get to seeing what he's gonna do and what are they gonna do to him. But yeah, I used to see Bellerin in Brick Lane every once. Yeah. Saw him as a twat. Yeah. Everyone saw him as a twat. Yeah, I know. The whole style is just not from. I don't know. Mate.
He was a great tree surgeon as well.
But do you remember the style, like the baggy clothes and?
Yeah, he used to like planting trees and that.
It wasn't even the baggy clothes. It was just the style. Period. It was just like
it's a bit zesty,
like fancy and all of that shit. Like if you want to be fancy, and like all the virtue signaling as well. I was just like, you're in the wrong.
He's gonna end up like Koundé. Did you see Koundé? Koundé, that guy from Barcelona.
Oh,
he's gonna end up like him. He's gonna end up like him.
Mad overrated. Can't defend, but he's good on the ball and he's got a funky Barnet and exotic name and all.
But it's this generation, isn't it? Unfortunately, that's what they go for. They rather go for aura, style, and whatever, rather than seeing the great football that we've seen.
And that's why they love Ben White, isn't it? You know, although Ben White is better than Nate Bellerin, he's into the same shit, bro. Yeah. He's into the same shit. They're both not into football like that. Let's be real. No. Bellerin was just the first one to say it, and then Ben White just took it.
What did Bellerin? He said, was it Sanchez demanded too much? Yeah.
What did he say?
It was Bellerin, wasn't it? It was Bellerin.
Yeah, and I'm paraphrasing. Yeah, I'm not into football like that, innit? Whereas Ben White said explicitly, we're just like, my parents aren't into football at all. I don't follow football like that. I don't watch it. You know, I'll see I'll watch the clips with the analysis team, and that's about it. You know, you get your paycheck and go. And here's the thing: I've said, even when Bellerin was there, I was like, if you perform, I don't give a fuck what you do like off the pitch. Do you know what I'm saying? As long as you aren't harming kids and all of that shit, doing weird shit to animals, fine, innit? Like, yeah, obviously, goes without saying, or
Obviously,
should go
yeah.
without saying, but you know, I digress on that point. But like, yeah, if you're performing on the pitch, fine, do what you like, innit? Pretty much. But if you're not performing on the pitch, it all points back to that, you know, that bullshit, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And Roy Keane's spot on. You can call him a dinosaur, but it's like, yeah, concentrate on your football. If you're not, if you're not into it, you know, if that's not where your passion lies anymore, hand in your resignation, your P45, bruv. Rip up your contract, whatever. Get your payout and bounce. No one's stopping you. Not even their agents are stopping them, bruv. Come on, man. But we all know it's a fugazi anyway.
True. We'll move on. Big up to everyone that's locked in, man. It's been lit today. It's been lit. The chat's been lit. I can't read all of them. But yeah, we know he's a vegan, by the way. They're assembled. Big up to you. AT, big up to you as well. I see you there. Views, I see you there.
Not gonna be.
Yeah, man.
Of course he was.
Please don't. Please don't.
I try. One true story. I tried vegan food for an entire week. I lost half a stone and I felt sick. It really is not. It's not for the faint-hearted. Let me put it to you that way.
Even vegetarian, bruv. I'll say this: I've done it for a number of years. Never again, bruv. I don't have a huge amount of regrets in my life. That's one of them. Don't do it. Don't do it.
The point? Oh, I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know why you just go. Do you know what? I'm going to stop eating meat. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah, like the chicken was calling me, bruv. Like I can't go without jerk chicken for the rest of my life.
The smell of KFC is too much to resist.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like,
I want
it is what it is.
Lamb with my roast dinner. I don't want fucking.
Yeah, you know we love.
It
100%.
is what it is.
Yeah, we can't.
Fake cashews in that.
True. But big up, man. We're gonna move on to the next question. Now, this one might be a bit stupid, but I think we just have to pass through this one because it's just stupid. It's night and day. It's Cedric Suarez or Timber. Timber all the way long.
Timber.
Yeah.
Timber.
Like, there is no way. Cedric
How's that
Suarez.
man? How was that
better
man?
than Timber.
How was that guy on 90? What was it? 90K a week?
We can talk about that. We could talk about
4 years. Madness.
Same as Trossard. Disgracia. Absolute disgracia.
True.
Timber all day. Timber all day long.
Timber all day. Timber
no
all day long.
Yep.
100%. We move on. We move on to the midfield. We've got Mkhitaryan, bro. That is a shout. Well,
he's balling out.
Who's he up against?
Crazy. Do you know what? I'll go straight to the one since we're to the one and only. Who is better, Ozil or Odegaard? I'm going straight to that, and then we'll work our way down
Ozil.
to the rest of the midfield.
Ozil.
But wait, you've got to tell us why.
Because Ozil doesn't rub snot in his ear.
All right, let me give you more detail.
Listen, Ozil's a creative spark, and Odegaard isn't. As simple as that.
Okay, interesting one. Jez, what's your thoughts on it? We need to go that way. Jez, Ozil?
For the first season, Ozil was a great player for Arsenal. First season. After that, he became a scrub. He proved that in the Cup final, Europa Cup, League Cup final.
Oh, yeah.
Where it was an absolute shit show. Disgrace. And he shit the club out. That's the end of it. Let's just pop that into the toilet. This guy was an absolute shit show. He should have fucked off from the club because at the end of the day, we had to cancel his contract because all he was doing there on his 330 grand a week, right, was lying for the club. Yeah. If he had to play outside of north of Watford, he never turned up.
Mm.
He was a bloody disgrace. And he had one great season, in my opinion. The rest of it was a shit show. The man was a disgrace to the football club. And if I was to see him in the street, I'd smack him straight in the mouth. He was an embarrassment. He was an embarrassment. Right? What he did to Arsenal in that cup final against Chelsea was an utter disgrace.
Yeah.
So I'll have to give it to him for one season and one season alone. And that's it.
I'm guessing Ozil's not on your Christmas card list, Jez, by the sound of it, mate.
No, mate, I would, if I had the chance, I'd kick the living fuck out of him. He was an absolute disgrace to this football club.
He's on the juice now, Jez. So I was going to say, like, proceed with caution, my friend.
I'll still back Jez, mate. I'll still back Jez.
Fair? No, I'm not saying he won't win, but I'm just saying just proceed with caution, innit? You know what I'm saying?
He's jacked now. He's jacked now.
Yeah. Like he's absolutely like he's on the yeah,
exactly.
Doesn't
matter how big you are. I reckon it's
I'll put my money on Jez. I'm putting my money on Jez.
When he was at Real Madrid and was playing for us, okay, he was very good on the ball. But unfortunately, his stature, he could get bodied off the ball very, very easily. If he just actually put on like an extra 20, 25 pound of muscle, I generally think he might have been able to hold his own a little bit better. But unfortunately, as Jez said, one good season doesn't merit being in
the rest of it is spent on the floor.
Ozil and Odegaard are pretty much the same sort of same sort of comparison. They've had one good season and the rest they've disappeared.
Yeah. And the only difference is Ozil has more tech. A lot more tech, and Ozil was playing Fortnite towards the end.
That's something I can agree on.
And then Odegaard is a PR merchant. Those are the differences. Those two there.
Odegaard would probably work harder for the team in adversity, but that's only through running around like a madman, really. Ozil was obviously clearly the more talented, but he can what Jez said, he just couldn't be bothered, could he? He was a letdown. But I don't think Odegaard would be a purposeful letdown. He just is a fucking letdown and all because he's just not good enough. But yeah, it's a tricky one. I actually side with everything Jez said, really. Spot on. Copy and paste. It's hard to disagree with that. Yeah, he was spot on. Yeah.
No, 100%. No, nothing to add. Anybody?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Apart from the fact that he had one good season, but the rest of it, he spent his time falling on the floor, had a nosebleed when he went past Watford, and that was it, really. You know what I mean?
We didn't.
I think the best moment for me is when he was keeping up the chewing gum. Remember, he was kicking up the chewing gum and he kicked it.
I do.
I think that was the highlight of my But no, for real, he's got more tech than Odegaard.
What he nicked off Arsenal, right?
Whoa!
Over the 4 years, right before
loads of money.
He had to cancel his contract because he did absolute jack shit. He never helped the club after that embarrassment of a Europa Cup final. He never did nothing.
Was he with us 2 or 3 years? Did he sign that deal and was with another 2 years or 3 years after he signed that 350? So if it was 3 years and he was on that 350, that's 54.6 mil.
We couldn't get rid of him. We had to cancel it.
So I've done.
Now, you have to question, gentlemen.
So I've just cracked down the math on that, Jess.
Who did that?
Jess, I've just cracked down the math on that. So 330 grand a week over 12 months.
350.
3,900. No, 3,900. 396 is what I got. So 3.96 million per year. Add that to the 4 years, it equals to just over 15 million pounds.
I don't think he was on that for 4 years though. That contract. That's what I was saying. I'm sure he weren't. I'm sure he signed it. Maybe sort of 2 years. Let me have a little.
Go onto that cat website.
So when he signed the extension, did he go up to 3 something? Was it?
350.
350. I'm looking at.
350 a week.
Who signed him to that contract, guys? Arteta. He signed him up for that.
He was on that the year before, I can see it, Jez, to be fair. On the
I thought it was Wenger.
He extended his contract. We could have got rid of him, and we kept him.
I mean, I think that was maybe towards the end of the year. But definitely in the 18-19 season, is saying that he was on it.
Yeah.
17-18 season.
That's crazy.
He was also still on it.
I mean, Wenger
Yeah.
signed
What?
him, right? Wenger signed
Mhm.
him, right? Fair play. Wenger signed him. When we signed him, I thought, yes. That
Yeah.
first season, he looked proper on it,
Brilliant.
Yeah.
right? After that, he was just a pile of shit.
Yeah.
He-
That's what I was
yeah.
going to say, Jez. You know, we definitely didn't get what we thought we was going to get with him.
It's just off the ball, Aaron. It's just off the
Yeah.
ball. Ozil was too lazy. Too lazy. But on the ball, incredible player. What a touch. But yeah, like you said, it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
He was
The
on that
amount
for
of
4
money.
years, by the way. 4 years he was
Wow.
on that 350k. No, he was.
Wow.
Yeah.
The amount of money we
Madness.
spent on you and you give us that kind of performances, it just doesn't warrant it. So yeah, it's a tough one. What are we gonna go for at the end of the day? Is it Ozil or is it Odegaard? I would personally go Ozil. So let's just
1 year
let's
only.
just make a
For
decision
1 year
here.
only.
For 1 year only. For 1 year only. That's crazy. So even
That's
Odegaard
that's
gave us a 1
year.
year. Even Odegaard gave us a 1 year. So it's a tough one. People in the comments are saying Ozil. Zay is saying Ozil. Hendon's saying Ozil. Big up to you. Nofu is saying Ozil. Jacked Ozil is clear of prime Odegaard. Wow.
Oh, 100%.
The assembles. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. That's a question for Jez. That we'll get to that later because we're gonna wrap up. Unfortunately, guys, we're gonna do a part 2 of this. Obviously, continue this. Talk about the midfielders and the attackers, and we'll get to that later. But I didn't know it was gonna take 2 hours. This is
No,
it's supposed to be a
debate.
stream.
Debate.
Yeah, it's supposed to be at least a 4-hour stream. But yeah, I have to go. Apologies to everyone. But yeah, we're gonna go through the comments. Zay saying it's Ramadan. Come on now. Yeah, I hear that. Ozil every day long. Why? Because I have eyes to watch football. Yep. So do we. We're just saying it's 1 year. But yeah, we're saying Vigilante saying Ozil as well. Oh wow, we've got Indonesia supporter. That's mad. Big up to you, Tiziana. Big up to you, my friend. Whoa, Bellerin. Talking about Bellerin. Yes, we're still talking about. Now, most of the people in the chat are saying Ozil, but we've got someone that is saying for me neither Ozil or Odegaard. I absolutely despise number 10s and 8s that are goal shy. We've seen Mahrez win the league in front of our noses, bagging 15 goals for Leicester, and I'm gonna rate Ozil. It's a bit different because he's a winger, but yeah, I hear that. I understand where you're coming from. I understand. But Ozil. Most people all are saying Ozil. So yeah, listen. At the end of the day, we're seeing. We haven't got to the end of this, obviously, but from what we saw from the defenders, clearly we had a better squad. Obviously, we haven't finished the whole stream. It's going to be a part 2, but we're going to get to that later on. For me, I really big up to Netweed. I really have got nothing in the modern vs old ballers arguments. You always get winners and ballers. The issue is our club aren't seeing any of them. 100%. 100%. There's ballers out there. Yes, there were more ballers back in the days, but there's still some ballers you can go out and buy. We can name at least 15, more than 15. There's a lot of ballers out there. We're just failing as a club, as a manager as well. His eye for play is so bad. He can't see talent. This manager is incapable of seeing talent or buying players that are already formed. You always need to get a player that we don't know or never heard of, and then we all get gassed that we got the player, and then when he turns out shit, you come back to people like me, Jez, Nat Star, Carl, Normski, Aaron, Lee, North, the whole community, and tell us, DJB, Matty, big up to all of them, and tell us that, oh, he's shit. Because we've told you. We already told you. We saw Calafiore for, some people said before me, that like Lee North told me that Calafiore, a lot of you guys already told us that Calafiore was shit before we bought him. I was like, let me just see him for a game or two. And then I found out he's shit. Yes. Calafiore, Moreno, there's a lot of players that we bought that are not up to this kind of level, this elite club that we're trying to get this club to, but we're not gonna shut up anytime soon. So yeah, big up to the chat, man. Big up
He's
to
a
the
talent
chat.
killer.
And
Mad
talent killer.
bro.
So if he has talent, he'll kill it, and he can't go out there and buy new talent. He can't identify any talent. That's why we got the Italian mob Berta coming in, and hopefully he can get us some ballers. Hopefully he can. But yeah, like Vigilante is saying, also funded City to buy Haaland, who helped them win a treble with the transfer of Jesus to Zinchenko. We'll get to Jesus. Don't worry, Vigilante. We'll get to Jesus. Mems is saying Calafiore would end up getting loaned out next season. Sterling will get sold in the summer. We'll get to Sterling after. You'll see he needs games to play. But yeah, listen, at the end of the day, we're not gonna shut up anytime soon. But this manager, man, this manager's gonna drive us crazy. But yeah, we're going back to, I hope Dad's still in the chat. But yeah, hello to the panel. Question: can you see Saka holding out before he extends his contract, in the belief that Arsenal will sign a forward, which he needs if he wants a career in football before he's Owen? What do you guys think of this question? Jez, what do you think of this question?
Very good point. Very good point. Right, we've discussed this before, that Saka will come back with his injury. He'll never be the same pace player he was before. We've seen this with Michael Owen. Come on. Let's not kid ourselves. Right. Once you've got that sort of injury, it is going to take, I don't know, 10% off you. And, you know, you're going to think about it. It's always going to be in your mind thought, I don't want to do this again. I don't want to do this again. Right. So that will affect your mindset. Fact. Right. So will he have the same influence if Arsenal were to get a proper striker? Yes, I think it would help him. I do honestly believe that. Because it will take a little bit of pressure off him. He can actually feed that striker and give him a little bit more intensity. Yeah. But do I have the confidence we're going to do this under this manager? No, I don't. I think the problem we've got, gentlemen, is that this manager is such an arrogant prick. It's his way or the highway. And I've got no confidence in him whatsoever. And as soon as he goes, we get a proper manager in. Oh, and for anybody questions me, there are managers out there which will come to Arsenal. If you were offer, right, Simeone, Inzaghi, anybody like that, you know, they will come. You offer them 12 million a year, they'll join. They will join. And I honestly do believe this guy Berta is coming in for a very big reason. Because I honestly believe Josh Kroenke has thought, nah, we've had enough now. We need to look what's going on here. We need to see what's really happening behind the scenes. Josh Kroenke probably would admit he's not a football guru. He's not all that with football. So he's brought somebody in that knows. A third party, if you want to call it that. And that third party is probably over the summer, into the summer, will report back and say, oh, what have you done here? What's been going on? What's happening? All this money you've spent, right? And you've let all these players go for nothing. my theory. That's my theory alone. But all I'm going to say, people, watch this space.
I agree, Jez. I fully agree. Yeah, Bert has been brought in to clean up this shit. Period. When Josh Kroenke, I have to say this: when Josh Kroenke was at the training ground recently, you know, when there was a dip in form, when we were dropping points, losing the odd games here and there. I can't remember the teams other than I believe it was West Ham at home. I remember that one. Shocking performance among others the past month or so. Yeah. Josh Kroenke went to London Colney, and I believe he didn't even look in Arteta's direction.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying? So that bond that they have, I believe, is not there anymore. Call me controversial, you know, classic controversial, that's the takes and all of that. But I believe Berta is Josh Kroenke's new man, because Berta is no nonsense and will make sure that this club financially, on the players' side, on the pitch side, is a lot better, and it will make sure that we're not Banter FC, because that's what Josh doesn't want. Because he's already getting bantered by his billionaire mates, because we know that's a small circle. Do you know what I'm saying? Bowley's getting it at the moment, pause. But, you know, like, that's proper Chelsea, innit? You know, no, we ain't got time for proper Chelsea, of course. But on our side, Josh has had enough. I agree with you, Jez. Yeah. Josh has had enough, and he's been brought in to sort out our wages, our wage bill, because I remember you saying before, Jez, that was it April next month? Got to put all our figures. Yeah, all the books have got to be accounted for to go on Company's House. Josh is thinking about that shit. He knows we're in deep shit when it comes to that side. So with all the merchandise, having more merch than we do fucking league titles, more than Real Madrid's Champions Leagues and that, ticket prices going up, the TV deals that were already done like last summer and shit like that, renewed or whatever, you know, and all the other ingoings at the football club. When it comes to the wages, when it comes to player sales, youth academy, you know, Josh has obviously sat down with Tim Lewis, who's been at the club since 2007. I didn't know he was at the club for that long, or with Josh, either way. And they're looking at it like, yo, we got to sort this shit out. Otherwise, our books are going to be fully cooked. In other words, we're fucked financially on that side. And then the PSR, used to be FFP, they'll be all over us. You know, City will get away with that 115. I believe they're cleared anyway, personally. But if we don't sort this shit out, we'll be next, bruv. With less, you know, trophies and all of that shit and more banter. So Josh is like, nah, financially, we have to be fully on point in every department. Not just when it comes to merch, ticket sales, sponsorship deals. That was the other thing. And the TV deals as well with Sky and TNT, you know, the Champions League money, etc., Premier League. So, yeah, watch this space exactly. I fully agree with you, mate. Just like, it's, you know, Arteta, his ass is twitching. Pause. Like, Arteta knows that the time is nigh. He will not be at this football club. I'll be amazed if he's still at Arsenal Football Club by next year, by January next year. Definitely this time next year.
I think he's going to have a time scale on him. And yeah, anyway, there we go.
So we should.
Exactly.
So we should. You just hope it. Do you know what? I said this on Dilu Daguna's channel earlier, yeah? Do you know what the best thing about signing Berta is? The fact that we didn't sign Mertesacker or Riziki, because that's what avenue I thought they were going down. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I really did. And when we actually decided we was going to go for someone with a bit of a CV, smiles on my face. Do you know what I mean? Because I honestly thought he was going to give it the Mertesacker.
One thing I'll say regarding of Josh Kroenke, okay, because as you know, I'm into my American sports, and obviously you're an NFL fan as well, Aaron, okay? Josh Kroenke got hold of the full major stake in the Colorado Avalanche, which is an NHL team, National Hockey League team, right? He built that squad from the ground up regarding of drafts and picking the best players and so on. It took him about 6 years. Back-to-back seasons, they won the division. In 2022, they finally won the Stanley Cup. He also has the main percentage of the stake in the Denver Nuggets. 5 years later, he built them up. What happened? They ended up winning an NBA championship. He's now been give me Arsenal, and I'm going to hopefully take them to the next time. So at least Josh Kroenke has got a little bit of a good CV background in other sports where he can elevate them to the highest order. And I think now he's got control of it. He's now looking, right, it's time to get to work now. What we've got is not sustainable. It's not working. Let's get someone in who knows what the hell we're doing. And if this manager doesn't like it, well, then we're going to have some very hard conversations down the road. And I think so. Josh has that thing, but we need to see that in daylight. We need to see that in real terms because we've been the last since we won the league in 2004. We've just been dancing through the raindrops, and right now we now need something more sustainable. And if this is the route that they're going down, then I'm all for it. But I'd rather you go through it. 100% with full force than just be a half-assed attitude for it. You have to be all in. You have to be all in or don't.
All in. Yeah, definitely.
The thing is, as well, one thing we do know about Berta is that he's not going to put up with Arteta's crap. Because if he can put up with Diego Simeone for that length of time, then he's definitely not going to have an issue with little Arteta. Let's get it right. Maybe there will be a power struggle. We won't know yet. But one thing I will sort of say is I do trust the summer definitely a lot more now after this appointment than I did without him, or if we went in there, God forbid, with Ato. I personally think we might be all right. Might be all right. It just depends if we've already got our summer mapped out already. Because then I don't want Berta to sit there and just think, well, you've already got Subamendi, you've already got Sesko in the door, you're already trying to get, say, Nico Williams in the door. And he's sitting there thinking, well, you've done all your...
What's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the point?
You've done all your major signings. What are we doing here? Yeah. That's what I don't want. I want him to come in and just hopefully they have an assessment because they've got targets. Of course they have. They've got a plan, I'd like to hope, of what they're going to do in the summer. I just hope that he comes there and goes, oh, actually, no. Because Arteta bullied Edu. Absolutely bullied him. And he allowed it. He had his way with him, pause. But he won't with Berta. And that's where we want, maybe he just needs to be challenged on things because if you hire yes men, you just listen to what you want to hear. And when you listen to what you want to hear for a period of time, like Arteta has, you think you're right all the time. And unfortunately, results on the field and the signings that he's made, sorry, Mikel, you are not right all the time. And it's at Arteta's detriment. And this football club cannot, and I will say this again, this football club cannot have another Mikel Merino Calafiori summer transfer window. Because we will go that way and fast. And by that, I mean Man City will overtake us. Liverpool, they'll probably spend and stay where they are. Chelsea are always going to spend. Other teams will get better. We cannot stand still like Newcastle, exactly. We cannot stand still this summer. It has to be proper. It has to work. If we're going to sign 5 or 6 signings, 3 of them minimum have to come in and hit the ground running. They have to hit the ground. If whatever striker we sign has to score goals from dot. It's as simple as that. We can't afford any. All he needs 9 months to settle in. By that, the title's over. It's finished, done with. You could be out of it after that amount of months. You could be out of 3 competitions. We need players to come in and hit that ground running. I get it with Calafiori a little bit because he's young lad coming over there, but we ain't got the time to give him. And he's not been good enough this season. Maybe he might be good enough in another year, who knows? But we haven't got that time to give him this season. And we've seen it. So it's got to be executed to perfection. And, I'm definitely more confident with Berta coming in, definitely, than I am Mikel Arteta on his own. 100%.
Nah, 100%.
No.
Big up this elite chat. Big up to this elite chat.
The chat has been absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, we nearly got about 80 people in the building. Like, big up to every one of you. Like and subscribe to each and every one of the guys. Look, we're just gonna end this with. I'm gonna end it with this. Yeah. we had a question earlier on. We couldn't talk about it because we were talking about other stuff, and it's an interesting question. You know, it was an interesting question from the assembled. He said, question. It was for Jez. What is your honest opinion on the modern day footballers? Now, in my opinion, I think that back in the day there was more ballers, but now it's kind of like because of the systematic football, because of how the coaches are now trying to coach every detail or micromanage players. You play here, you turn this way when this player turns that way, and they are killing talent. These coaches are killing talent, and I kind of blame Pep for this, but I don't, because Pep never told anyone to copy him. He never told anyone to copy him. Pep came in and he wanted to play. Obviously, he was inspired by people like Johan Cruyff, and I think it was I think it was Johan Cruyff. He was inspired by him. He never said that to copy him. Now, in my opinion, there's ballers out there. It's just that we don't buy them. For some reason, we've been in Champions League for 3 years. No ballers. They used to tell us we need to get Champions League, and then the ballers are coming in. No ballers. We the thing is that what pisses me off? What pisses me off is that my mic bugging? Is that my mic?
Yeah,
Is it my
but
mic?
yeah. You're saying to
No, it's not.
unplug it and plug it back in.
Okay, I apologize. But yeah, Jez, what's your opinion on the modern day footballers? And then we'll just end this show with this.
My opinion on modern day footballers compared with footballers back in the day is they're a bunch of pussies. And it basically is quite easy to sum it up, really. When you look at games, important games, let's talk about when we played home and away against Tottenham, right? North London derby. It's a game of death or glory. After the game, you've got Arsenal, Tottenham players kissing and cuddling, right? Having a kiss and a cuddle, right? After the game, where we defeated Man City 5-1, Arsenal, Man City players having a kiss and a cuddle.
Ridiculous.
When we look at the game, Man United, Arsenal at Old Trafford, one of our biggest rivals in football history, probably for 50 years at least, that I know of in my lifetime. Arsenal, Man United players kissing and cuddling. Let's get back and remember when we had proper footballers, right? Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira, Martin Keown, Tony Adams, Steve Bold, to name but a few that would have a kickoff in the tunnel before the game at Highbury and at Old Trafford. Right? Let's remember, right? Tottenham Arsenal, 79. I was at that game. Fireworks being thrown into the crowd from Arsenal to Tottenham. Don't agree with that, but it happened. And we had the win 5-0. Right? Took them apart. 23rd of December, 1979. Right? Probably one of the worst games I ever went to for violence. But that's how it was. The players were up for it. They had a fight. They wanted it. Let's not forget in the day when we went to Spurs 5-4. Right? Thierry Henry stood in the centre circle talking to the Arsenal team, right? Saying, we ain't losing this. We ain't losing this. Going around. We ain't losing this. That is the difference now between proper players and fakes. They are pussies. They're not. They're all they're in it, man. All they're in it for, right? They're athletes and they're models. Yeah, they're not proper in with the club. When we used to buy players under the likes of Sir Peter Hill-Wood, David Dean, right, we bought in players that would play for the club. They played for the badge, the one that sits behind me, right? That is what Arsenal were. We're not Arsenal anymore. We've got these arse-white fans. One of them is in your chat right now. Yeah, and don't give them any credit, right? Because at the end of the day, they are the wankers of this club that have taken this club to the gutter. The gutter. And they are the cancer. Certain channels out there, YouTube channels, they are a cancer that have absolutely taken this club away from its greatness to what it is now. And it's a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. And I honestly do fear for this club over, even when Arteta's gone, right? And he will go. I honestly fear for this club because it's going to take a very, very long time for this club to pick itself up for where it once was, the greatness that we once had, the respect of Arsenal Football Club. Yeah, and I get it. People say, oh, it doesn't matter about history. Well, the reason you're fucking supporting this football club is because of the greatness of this football club, of what we once were. That's what you're supporting this club for.
Yeah.
Because we were, and I still will say, one of the great football teams in English football history. So don't dismiss what once came before you. Even if you weren't alive. I wasn't alive in the 1930s.
Getting feedback in someone's mind.
We're getting feedback, yeah.
But I actually I actually have read and listened and heard about how great we were. So go and listen and learn, people, about what this club once was and what it should be. That's all I'm going to say. I'm fucking fed up with it.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. It's facts. And do you know what, as well? The fan base, I think, are one of the big common denominators in the decline, really, of this football club. And by fans, I obviously don't mean fans like us on the panel and fans in the world-class chat that we've all got, the community that we've sort of got. I mean, these top gooners that obviously they're labelled as, they are a massive part of why Arsenal Football Club are just not achieving what we should be achieving. Absolutely. When the Cronkies and when Arteta's standing in the stadium and we're not winning a league again, when we're finishing fifth and second in seconds and we're getting knocked out of cups early every single year, they're all standing and clapping and singing, "We love Mikel Arteta." He knows exactly what they need.
What we need.
They're earning money now every season. The banks never look so good for Arsenal. They're going to go, well, yeah, everyone's
and
happy,
the merch.
aren't they?
And the merch. And the
That's it.
merch. And the merch.
They look at him and think, everyone's happy. Here we go. And that's the worrying thing. These fans, they are happy. The vast majority of these fans are happy with where we're at. Because the second you say about not winning the league, they'll go, yeah, but we finished second 3 times in a row. That's not success.
Just say something.
Progress.
I'll just answer something here now. Right. AFC always. I respect what you're telling me. Jez, I hate that word cancer. I lost most respect for you, but I lost both my parents to cancer. So did I, mate. So did I. I also lost a grandchild to cancer. Right. So I know what it means. It's a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. If I've offended you by saying that, I apologize. But unfortunately, it's a fact of life. Yeah, it is a fact of life. And it's a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. And we do have a cancer in the football club. Not in the way you're talking about. I know, and I respect and hear what you're telling me. I've been there, mate. I've been there. Yeah, I lost a 3-year-old little grandchild to cancer. I lost my father to cancer. I lost my mum to cancer. So I hear you. I hear you. So maybe I shouldn't use that term, and I do apologise to you for saying that. but it's a fact, man. It's a
Yeah.
fact. We have a problem at this club. I call it from now on, in respect, I call it cyst. I
Yeah.
call it a cyst, right? Something that the Don fucking hell. There's a show on YouTube called Dr. Pimple Pop Up that can pop horrible cysts and things, and I don't watch it. Yeah, I do. My wife does.
That sounds absolutely disgusting. That does.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
It's a good job I had my Burger King at 7 o'clock.
He absolutely fucking loves all that bullshit. You know, I'm like, fuck. Anyway, I do apologise to you, everybody, always. I will now, from now on, I will call it.
Can I as well just quickly double down on the point that I was making about these fans, and I'll give you a very, 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 very recent example of what this sort of fan base are like. So on the 20th of May last year, we played Everton, didn't we? Mathematically, still had the chance to win on the last day, on the last game of the season, of course. When that final whistle went, we all knew that Man City were going to beat West Ham. We all knew it. But on that day, still, there was a chance to win the Premier League. At final whistle, we obviously knew that we wasn't going to win it. I was slumped in my seat in the North Bank upper tier, slumped there, and all around me, everyone was standing up, clapping, screaming, absolutely ecstatic and buzzing with what they'd just seen. I was sat there and I even forgot about the result momentarily. Do you know why? Because I was looking at all the fans and thinking, what a bunch of losers. What a bunch of losers you all are, standing there instantaneously and clapping it. Not even just a momentary pause where you're like, oh yeah, man, that's tough to take. Now everyone just completely up, clapping. Everyone was in the concourse drinking after going, yeah, what a good season there. I'm looking at the lads that sit around me and I'm like, we've just lost the league, man. Like, what are you lot doing? It's a good season. We ain't won anything. Like, we should be. That's like losing an FA Cup final there. Like, what are we doing?
But Aaron,
here?
I just wanted to touch on that. It's a mix, right? It's a mix of different generations. Like, there's people in their 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, and they are part of this problem in this football club. Yes, maybe it's more the younger generation, but there's people out there, I don't want to name names, we already know them, that are 60 years old, 50, 70, and they're still part of this problem, and they're clapping and lapping everything that this manager does, and they will take second place, and they won't ask for this manager to be sacked at the end of the season and the season after that. This manager would he would leave by mutual consent. But
yeah, but that's the thing, bro. I got to say this, yeah. It's brainwashing. You're talking about the older generation. Why do they back Arteta? Whether you're 50, 60, 70, 80, even 40. I'm 30 in it, so I'm younger-ish. You know, I'm not like Gen Z, but, you know, millennial X's and then the boomers, in it. Whatever generation it is, right, it's brainwashing. And brainwashing works across the board. I'm not going to go into finite detail. That'll be another conversation for another day. But mainstream media, it works the same way. If you see a headline, if you see a story, a statement, and they say that multiple times, over and over and over, on repeat, on the news channels, on the radio, etc., etc. Now they're doing it on YouTube and other social media platforms. That shit sticks. You tell a lie 1,000 times, it becomes the truth. And too many people buy bullshit. I don't. You don't, Rashid. You don't, Jez, Normski, Aaron, and Carl, and everyone else on the panel. Like, I see bullshit a mile away. So with these modern day ballers, I call them maulers because that's exactly what they are. They ain't ballers, they're maulers. They're modern day footballers. Athletes with very little to no tech, disgusting attitude. Did you see the fucking short that there was a thing that Garnacho and Ugarte did for TNT Sports. They were both asked the question, who's the best player at the football club? Ugarte, and Garnacho said this first, he said, me. How fucking dare you? We fucking see you next Tuesday, you absolute wet wipe. What is this guy smoking? Like, what is he on? I remember seeing Ryan Giggs, Nani, even Antonio Valencia was better than this fucking scrub. This little
Valencia
fucking
was
weasel.
a baller for United, man. He was
Yeah.
great.
Do you know what I'm saying? Andy Cole,
Really
Dwight York, Cantona, David Beckham. Proper ballers. Even Roy Keane. Scholesy goes without saying. Even the likes of a Nicky Butt, Darren Fletcher. Fundamental merchants, I call them. But at least they had the basics. Garnacho doesn't have the basics. But because he has a huge following, he's mad arrogant. He appeals to the youth and the mainstream media ideal. That's why these fuckers get lauded up. And it's a disgrace. It's an embarrassment. If he wasn't on what he's on, if he wasn't making the money that he was making, we would all agree universally that he's a fucking bum and a fucking loser. But because he has money, he can talk like that. He can act like that and not be considered a loser by the majority. No, I'm sorry. Money is an amplifier. So if you're a fucking loser, if you're a bum, if you're a bitch and you get money, unless you change, genuinely actually change, then you still are that, but just with money. That's the only difference. And this is what is infested, especially English football, but you even see in parts of it all around the world. And this shit needs to change. Rashid, Arsenal Revolution TV. This shit ain't, we don't stop. No Diddy. No. We don't fucking stop.
Yeah. Can't stop.
It has to end. Yeah, can't stop, won't stop. But it has to end. And to be honest, people will get tired of Garnachas. Just like these chicks that get tired of these fuckboys, that train will arrive on time at that station, and I am here for every single second of that shit. I'm here for it. And we will be there, guys. More than you believe. More than you believe.
100%, man. 100%. It was an elite show today. Elite panel. Thanks to every one of you, each and every one of you, man, for being here. Thanks for the chat. Hey, listen, the chat was elite too. There was a lot of comments. We can't go through all of them, so I do apologize. Sub to the lads, sub to Jez, sub to Natstar, sub to Carl, sub to Normski, sub to Aaron. Like I said, the links are in the title, and sub to me. Road to 1K. And yeah, hey, listen, we're not gonna stop. Like I said, make Arsenal great again. We are not going to stop. You can't shut us up. Yeah, you can say what you say. That's your opinion, and you know who we're talking about. The Top Gooners. That's your opinion, and we're gonna say our piece. And at the end, in the end, you guys will see who's right and who's wrong. But it's not about, really and truly, it's not about who's right and who's wrong. Because if I word it like this, people would think that. No, really and truly, it's just to get us, give us our Arsenal back. That's all it is. We want our Arsenal back. That's what we want. But yeah, Jez, do you have anything coming up you want to tell the fans? Sorry, the chat.
No, I'll be on a couple of other shows because, hey, I'll be on with various people this week. I've become the whore, as people call me, going around every shows, which I enjoy. I really enjoy it, actually. I really do enjoy it.
Are you freelance for, Jez, or have you got
freelance?
Freelance Jez.
I enjoy it. I do enjoy going around other people's shows. I really do. Because you get different opinions, different people talking different stuff. And I love it, actually. I really do. And yeah, I'm being lazy. I've got to start doing more on my own channel, which I will be shortly. And yeah, but it's good. I love it. But as always, mate, thanks for inviting me on.
Oh, of course, every time, Jess. Natstar, you want to tell anybody what's coming up on your channel?
Big up. And again, thanks for having me on, Rashid. As always, much appreciated. Much love, brother. And yeah, I've got a video that's going to be uploaded at some point, either tonight or definitely by tomorrow. I recorded it earlier before I came on stream. Yeah, Natster Official on YouTube and Instagram. I don't have any other socials. I keep it simple. You know, I don't do that TikTok, tiki-tok crap. Not for me, you know. And yeah, I will eventually have a stream at some point because I definitely need to start doing lives now, you know. Doing the uploads I enjoy, you know, most of them first take, you know, I'm getting into the rhythm of it, you know. I enjoy it, need to do, you know, more of it, you know, stop being a lazy fucker, you know. No, I'm with you on that, Jez, but at the same time, like, you know, I just do what I do, man. You know, I have my own views, I have my own opinions, and I mix it up as well. You know, I'll do the Arsenal shit always, but I have other hobbies, I have other interests, and I have a lot to say, as you can tell, and a lot of other topics that I can cover at the same time. So yeah, much love to the channel, big up the chat, and yeah, stay tuned because there will be a lot more coming soon. Best believe that.
Big up, mate.
Yeah, best believe. Aaron, what are you saying? Aaron's everywhere, people. Yeah, you can check out Aaron. Hey, never a foul. Deleted
Big
Guna
time now,
and,
brother.
Lee's a big time.
Deluded
Lee.
Guna.
Yeah, listen,
Get
we're
it
having
back.
him on the show. Hey, listen,
I'll sign
do I
autographs
have to...
after, yeah? Nah, don't.
Remember me, brother. Remember me.
Don't let Wolf
Minor.
your jaws rattle you, mate. For God's sake.
Yeah, no. I'll be doing the rattling, man. Don't worry about that. Pause. And I'll be doing that in a little bit.
Next thing you know, you'd have to talk to his manager. Listen, next thing I know, do I need to talk to the manager or can I speak to you directly? Is that okay?
I don't know, man. I'll see what the PR says and all of that. Yeah, no.
Big up, man.
Obviously, yeah.
What you got coming up, man?
Yeah, so I've got a little call-in show on the Fridays. I'm sure you're all familiar with. People obviously welcome to come there and have a little watch. Me and DJB will be doing something a little bit. I think about 8:30 on Monday, with a few guests as well. And then I'm going to do a random Tuesday call-in show because it's international break, isn't it? And it's so boring. I just thought, you know what? Let's just get a few lads on if they want to have a little chat and a waffle about anything. I'll think of some topics. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I've got a couple of bits coming up, and as well, just I wanted to say to Jez, he's actually been phenomenal for this community, massively helpful for me, and I've seen him jump on numerous sort of shows, helping him out, having a good chat. YouTube community would not be the same. YouTube Arsenal wouldn't be the same without Jezza. I can guarantee you that.
100%.
He's been very helpful for Arsenal YouTube, man. And it's never going to be unappreciated by me. I can tell you that. So big up, Jez.
Big up, man.
Big up.
No, hang on. Whoa, thank you, mate. Look, you guys do your own thing, and you've built your own stuff, right? Yeah. I'm old. Maybe I'm the old man in the house, which I am. You know what I mean?
I'm right behind you, Jets. I'm right behind you, bro.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are, mate. You are. But at the end of the day, man, you've built your own stuff. Don't give me the praise. You built it. You've done it, right? I love jumping on your channel, Naughski's, everybody's channels. I'll go around. I'll go on Gun Down. The only thing I've got to learn to do on Gun Downs is not get so heated, right?
I remember that one.
That's why it's cool. That's why it's called Gun Down.
He's come on my show twice now, and is always to get into an argument with someone.
I know, and I'm going to have to stop that. I'm going to have to stop that. Will not come on, right? I have to stop that or not come on because the two shows I've jumped on with you, I've ended up having a row. I don't want to do that. It's not me. That is, honestly, believe me, gentlemen, that is not me. But when I get triggered, I do get triggered, and
we can tell.
Yeah, I know.
You don't
Why
hold
should
back
you?
either. It's brilliant. I love it. 'Cause I
Yes,
think,
it
oh
might-
no,
it might have-
Jez is
Never
pissed
change,
off.
Jez. Never change. You know.
No,
No, it's not
absolutely.
fair.
Yeah.
Like, it's not fair on the host. And look, if I want to do it on my channel and have a row, that's fine. I shouldn't do it on a guest channel. And I actually said, I got ripped by the wife the other night, right? Because she was listening on that stream we did with the guy from Scotland, that guy, Mark.
Yeah.
And she said to me, "Why do you have to be like that?" And I said, "Well, the guy was talking bullshit." And she was like, "You just be nice. Just be nice." And I said, "You've been married to me all these years. Have I ever been nice?" And she went, "No, not really." Right.
Sorry, Mrs. Collins. I apologise on your husband's behalf.
Right.
Just be nice, guys.
Exactly.
Look, I'm sorry. You know, I am a controversial shit, right? And if I've got facts, and if people talk bollocks to me, I'll give it to them.
Yeah.
Because that's me. That is how I am. I can't. No, I'm not going to apologise at all. Actually, 'cause that's me. Sorry, that's me.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
invite me
Full
on.
circle there, Jez.
Never apologize for
Brilliant.
who
Don't
you are.
invite me on.
Exactly.
Never apologize for who you are, okay?
The show
Never
goes
apologize
on.
for who you are. Exactly. The show goes on. Never
First of all,
apologize for
Jay.
who you are.
You just don't invite me on, and then I just won't cause drama. That's it.
But
Best of.
one way or another, it will happen. It will happen. But debates are supposed to be there, and we want more debates. You know what I'm saying? We want more debates, and hopefully at some point we're gonna have more and more with these fans because it's getting to a breaking point. Like next year, I don't know what the excuses are gonna be, but yeah, I'm sure they got a Bible somewhere of excuses, and they're gonna write another chapter of excuses, another page of excuses next year. But yeah, we move on. Normski, what you got coming up?
I was going to say, Jez, you know, going on Gun Down show, because I was on there with you as well, about the second one. But he was a bit more mild then. But it might have something to do with Gun Down's title, Arsenal Anger Management.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
But,
Love the title,
big up, yeah, no, it's great title, man. Great title. But yeah, big up to you, Rashid, for having me on. Apologies for coming on late. I was still on my live stream earlier on. So on a Wednesday, I do what's going on podcasts, and like we have chats with the other rival fans and friends. Also going around shows like Gun Downs on Aaron's show. Hopefully Nesta will invite me on his show one day.
Absolutely.
And
We'll make that
obviously,
happen,
I've been
my friends. We'll make that happen.
You know what I mean? I've obviously been on Jez's.
Tomsky.
Yo, yeah, listen, bro. But listen, Aaron knows the score. Yeah. If you do come on my show, Jez, yeah, I've got soap and water. Yeah, soap, bar of soap in the mouth.
Bit of fairy up liquid in there.
I
Isn't it?
don't sweat.
I was on there and I was a very good
but
boy.
I tell you what, but the community, I say, the community has been lit. The chat, I mean, it's just been off
Elite.
chart, mate. You know what I mean? Today was absolutely brilliant. Straight buzz, great questions. And listen, we got to keep the foot, as I say, on the neck. I know I don't like to say that because obviously there's some whatever stuff that's going on there, but you get what I'm talking about. And we just got to keep going. And as I say, it's coming to a head. And those people that are coming up with excuses, they're gonna have to sit down one day and look in the mirror and say, oh, you know what, I got it wrong. I got it wrong.
Yeah.
I got it wrong. And Mr. Big Bert is coming in. The cheese wire is coming in. We know, Rashid. We know those, bro.
We already know
cheese
that.
wire. You know, it's coming.
He knows he's
It's coming.
Hey,
But yeah,
he knows
no,
the
I
outside
don't
means
think
that.
one of you sleeping with the fishes, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Big old
Yeah.
Berta.
Yeah. But no, big up to everybody, man. Really appreciate it, though. Really appreciate it. Great show.
Appreciate it, bro.
Big up,
big up to you, man. Carl, what you got coming up?
So I got the Arsenal Anger Management tomorrow night.
Jez coming
figuring
on.
out. I'm still figuring out guests because the last 3 days my boy has been not very good. He's had a stinking cold for the last 3 days. He's had like 2 hours sleep last night, so it's been stressed out of hell for me. So I've got a lot of work to do tomorrow to get someone on. Saturday, I do the usual call-in show as always. Not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday when the season obviously restarts again. I might be doing a new show on Tuesday, also known as the Boiler Room, but that's more going to be sort of like that's going to be an intervention of mine, just talking about what's going on in football, and you'll probably see me in a different, more unhinged sort of way. One thing I will say though, on the 26th of April, pencil this in your diary, Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. I will be doing a live party watch along on my channel, and you're all invited if you want to have your say, if you want to come on and so on.
Carl, are we allowed to bring eggs with us?
Eggs? Who you friends?
Oh, there you go. There you go, man. No. It was an elite show. Thanks for everyone. Thanks for the chat again. Hey, listen, there's going to be a part 2, so please tune in soon. Part 2 is going to be either Saturday or Sunday. One of those. One, but we will do it. Part 2 is necessary. It's been lit. I didn't know it should have. I wish I had more time. We could have gone through the whole squad, but we've done half of the squad. So part 2 is going to be elite. And yeah, big up to everyone. Everybody out. Everyone out.
Everyone out.
Everyone out.